We're live.
We are, pal. Welcome back to We'll Name This Later, the only podcast that are Bishop Sycamore alumni. I am Mass Bleak. I am the quarterback of Bishop Sycamore, probably the Dallas degenerate, the Cincinnati madman, and I'm joined as always by your host, Flapjack123, the
True.
birthday boy.
Yeah, I'm 18.
He's finally 18, barely legal. Look at this guy who's going out with his friends on Sunday night right after the Idiosyncratic stream. It was amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing. I'm so happy for you, buddy.
it was a fun night. We didn't really fucking do anything, to be honest. We just ate and
But you
just
still
we just did
you
the
did it as an adult. It's that SpongeBob episode of I'm taking out the trash at night. I'm taking out the trash as an adult. I'm going out to eat with my friends as an adult.
as an
I am
adult.
wanking myself as an adult.
It's legal now,
It's legal. I can make
bro.
those jokes now.
You know what's so weird? I was thinking about it, right? Like whacking, and I was like, oh shit, I can watch people of my own age now. That's insane.
And
As
not
an
it be
adult.
illegal. Oh,
Yeah,
what?
yeah. I was like, that's crazy, dude.
So I have a drinking game for myself because I'm here to entertain you, Flapjack. At the end of the day, I am just here to make you laugh, and if you laugh, I had fun. So in front of me right now, I have 4 beers going up in alcohol percentage. So we're gonna start at the lowest and reach the highest. And I have 2 backup beers in case I blow through these. But every time I am problematic, and that's at your own discretion. This is a very loose connotation. I have to take a drink.
So problematic, it's like saying fuck the Jews, something like that.
Juice. I don't like orange juice, apple juice, Israeli juice. Like I'm just not a fan of. Okay, here we go.
This podcast supports Israel and the Jews.
No, oh yes, we totally do because they have all my money right now. So right now I got Rheingeist Mathley, a low cal IPA. It is 4.4%. I've already been problematic. Let's fucking go.
Cheers. Alex said flat bleak. Hell yeah.
Flat bleak. Well, flat bleak now. There's a war going on right now. I'm not sure if you know.
It depends which one.
We are in the midst of a podcast panic. A Cuban Missile crisis.
Are we a part of
podcast? Oh, we are the USA.
Oh,
we
hell
are
yeah.
the USA, and this is the
USA.
Cold War. This is the caste war.
Uh-huh.
So it's us and them. Instead of the red scare, it's the blue and pink scare.
Oh.
We have a war going on between us and the idiosyncratic boys. I don't know. I don't know how this started. I don't know how it started. I can't even fully verbalize how frightened I am. I feel like I am McCarthy. I am Senator McCarthy. I'm just gonna start rounding up everybody and put them into fucking death camps. It is us or them. We have bad mic etiquette, Flapjack. We have bad mic etiquette.
They make themselves have bad mic etiquette.
And they made it a part of their brand, so they think it's fine. But when other people do it, all of a sudden it's a big goddamn problem.
Anyways. Is yes. So first I'm here if of what? I get Alex said first I am here if of this. That's not me being retarded. That's
He's just trying to fuck you up, Flapjack. He's over here doing psyops.
Justin said hi. Justin said hi, F slurs.
Hi, Fagos.
The first bomb has been launched.
Oh, they're done. They're done.
They're done.
We have a lot of stuff coming up. So this next week at this time on We'll Name This Later, 1 p.m. EST, 7 p.m. whatever Flapjack calls his fucking gabagool time over there,
Gabagool.
we will have new Chris Chan information.
Oh, the court date.
The court date is the 16th at 10 a.m. 4 p.m. your time, but it's going to be September 16th. The court date will happen.
Bro, should we have? Oh no, I thought it said that they're not gonna stream it or something. We said we could have.
They're not going to stream it.
We could have had like a watch party or something.
That would be fun. We're gonna find it. We're gonna hopefully find it. But yes, so it'll be this Thursday. There's gonna be something happen. We may have to have an emergency stream because I know on Friday all the shit's gonna come out. I know at least by Saturday, Sunday, we might have to get together for an emergency stream.
We can
like
see
a
what
bonus
happens.
episode.
Yeah.
We might have to do a bonus episode.
The first one.
Because the first ever bonus episode, I feel like this is a good time marker for the first ever bonus episode.
Also, great time to announce our Patreon. No, we haven't made one, but yes.
No, we're not going to make a Patreon. We are going to be completely operated in the dark, just in the dark.
They don't know where
financed
money comes
by. No, it could be a Russian mob. You never know.
It's the the drug state. That's right. Amsterdam.
Also, this Friday is the 14th year anniversary of the "Don't Tase Me, Bro" meme.
Don't tase me. I don't
remember that.
No.
Don't tase me, bro. Okay, so
Tase.
yes, play it for the people at home.
I know it because I've searched it before.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is it when Chris? Oh no, never mind. What the fuck?
No, this is just some dude at a John Kerry rally at the University of Florida.
You want me to play it?
Go right ahead. So if nobody has the context for it, I would love to.
He says
love to fucking hear it.
Oh no, never mind. So for audio only listeners, we're watching the University of Florida. Don't tase me, bro.
Also, were you a member of Skull and Bones?
That's all right. Let me answer his question.
Excuse me, were you arrested? Whoa. Is anybody
This guy was literally conducting himself under the First Amendment. Anything. Some chick.
What the fuck?
What tase me, bro?
Is he on drugs?
What have I done?
No, he's completely so.
Get away from me! Get off of me! What did I do? You're get off of me!
And they are fucking him up.
Yeah. A complete violation of human rights. Not human rights, American rights.
So what was he preaching?
He was talking about disenfranchised black voters to John Kerry, which does happen. The poorest among us cannot. There are so many roadblocks in between them and being able to vote and have their voices heard because of things like super PACs and all that stuff. I'm not super deep into knowledge of the disenfranchisement of minorities in America because I'm not one of them. I'll take a drink to that. But he is being a white knight. He is like, well, I'm a white person, so I'm gonna use my power, my privilege, to be able to speak up for these. Yeah, which is racist in and of itself, to think that every minority needs a white person to stand up for them, or they're not going to be heard. That is some deep-seated, deep-op racism. But regardless, don't tase me, bro. One of my favorite memes of all time is going to have its 14th year anniversary this Friday. I just wanted to put that out there for everybody because it made me happy to hear about it.
Damn. 14 years.
This guy actually went into law school right after this. This propelled him to go into law school and become a lawyer.
So I was 4 when this came out.
Yeah.
How old were you?
Crazy, right? I was 10.
Damn, you old fucker.
I'm old, man. I'm 24 and a half.
And
That's fucking wild. How was your week, buddy?
It's been alright.
You had a
For,
birthday week. How was it?
so I have a couple of things to talk about on that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, go crazy. It's your
first
your
of
show. I'm
all-
just on it.
First, my dad was like, "Hey, I have a present for you." Well, it's gonna sound fucking weird. It
Mhm.
wasn't. It isn't like, oh, got you bike or got you car. You know. Hey, my present from my dad was, we're going to Poland in November, and we're going to visit Auschwitz. We're going to visit Schindler's, and we're going to visit another concentration camp.
He said, "Son, I've heard your podcast. You're gonna love this
You're
shit."
going to Auschwitz.
As soon as I heard Poland, I'm like, "Oh, you're running from something."
No,
Nobody goes to Poland willingly.
To be fair, I'm pretty fucking excited about it. We're just going for a weekend, like leaving Friday, going back some like 5 days later. That's Flappy's Mecca. Like, Jesus Christ, Justin.
It is. It is. You're going on a pilgrimage right now, a holy spiritual pilgrimage.
Yes, and we're gonna have a city tour. It's pretty exciting. I'm really hyped for
A
it.
shitty. Did you say you have a shitty tour?
I'm just a shitty wall tour.
Right. This is a pretty shitty wall.
Well, like the funny thing is when I tell people, yeah, I'm going to Auschwitz in like November, people are like, oh, that's so cool, wow. I heard it's like really impressive. It's like it's a concentration camp. It's not really, you know.
Have you seen those the girls who take like pictures, like Instagram style pictures outside of
disgusting, bro.
Auschwitz? Dude, those things blow my mind. It's like, I understand you got to document your travels because women, they just can't remember things for
Yeah.
the life of them. They just can't remember anything, but they can remember a conversation you guys had on October 21st, 2015. They can remember every detail of that. But if you ask them where they went for summer 2021, they're going to be like, "Well, we went to Poland. I don't remember what happened. Oh, let me check my Instagram." And then remind myself of what happened. Have you seen the TikToks of the girls who are like who are doing like this really bad fake crying in front of the camera? And it's like when you live in World War II Germany and you see
What?
one of your Jewish friends getting beat up and sent to the ghettos and you can't do anything because you just don't have the right. Dude, these are the stupidest videos I've ever seen. They had a few of them for like the civil rights, like you see your
That's-
black friend
that's
getting beat up,
amazing.
but you can't speak up. And it's like, who is your audience for this? Are you that woke that you're like, I would retroactively be super woke? Like, you don't know what what environment you would have been raised
That might
under
be the most
in that
retarded
time
thing
frame.
I've ever heard.
Oh, it's so retarded. These women, these bitches,
Hey,
these
drink,
whores.
drink.
That is problematic.
You
isn't it?
you want to drink?
I've been drinking, but these women think that their personality is so set in stone that they could be sent to any time in recorded human history and be the exact same person. It's like, no, you are a product of your environment. You have to remember that. The only reason that you think any of these things is because you're on Twitter and Instagram all day looking at infographics and think that constitutes as having a political opinion.
Yep. I just made a pretty good point. He said, Flappy, you should emaciate yourself until you look like camp prisoners before the trip really get it.
Just like stay behind the walls, do like the world's most problematic LARPing.
Yeah, I'm LARPing as the Auschwitz.
LARPing as the boy in striped pajamas.
I mean, no, never mind.
Have you? What are these Holocaust deniers? I haven't gotten
They're-
too deep into that
so-
lore. I kind of want to. After this, I'm going to kind of go down a little rabbit hole, but I
There-
want to find like
There
these
are a couple
Holocaust
of
deniers.
versions. There are a couple of versions of them. The first one is straight up like, it didn't happen. It's a lie. So many people couldn't have died. Those people are fucking retarded. Then you have the more reasonable people who are like, I don't believe these numbers. They believe it happened. They believe all the shit happened. They just don't believe.
Yes, it's the cookie oven theory.
Yeah, they just don't believe
you heard
it
about that?
happens. It is like only a couple of like not that many.
So there's this like mathematical problem. It's kind of inaccurate because it only goes for 4 years. The Holocaust was happening for about 6.5, 7 years.
Yeah.
But if you had, what was it, like 12 ovens, and you had to bake 6 million cookies in 4 years, it's not possible. It's not
Yeah, but
possible to bake
does
4
does
million cookies.
that count?
But
Does that
it
count the
wasn't counting
countless people that
the
died of
gypsies,
also
the gays,
also
the other ones.
also the killing squads that roamed through France and Poland?
The Gestapo,
Yeah,
like it doesn't count all of that, but it's an interesting theory, and it's kind of funny to just like drop on people
yeah,
because people don't have like the knowledge of that. It's like there was actually like 10, 11 million people killed because they rounded up the gypsies, the gays, political opponents,
Soviets.
people like that, Soviets, foreigners, any kind of POWs, any kind of random anybody against Hitler was rounded up and put in one of these camps.
Yeah,
And it wasn't just the Jews. That's rewriting history. And it's like, okay, you were only 60% of the Holocaust. 60, 50% of the Holocaust. Significant amount, yes. But it's negligible. It's negligible unrelease of information. You're holding back information. You're not lying, but you're not telling the full truth.
And then you have the last one, the most crazy one. I think FA believes in it, like kind of. They believe that Hitler was a planted Jew that started the war, so the Jews would get sympathy for like getting fucked over, so they would get Israel as a reward, and basically that. So the end goal is Israel.
The end goal is. Why does it always loop back to Israel?
Why
Why is that the end game for everybody? What is I
So-
understand it's the Holy Land. It was the land granted to the
some
12
Muslims?
tribes.
I'm not saying all Muslims, of course, but some believe, and also Christians.
No, say all of them.
Basically, everybody who's anti-Jewish, they believe they're summoning like a great demon who's gonna kill everybody in
Yes.
Israel. Yeah, that's the whole
That
thing.
is it. That is in the Quran.
Yes, what's his name again? I don't know, remember the name, but yeah, the end of time, shit like that.
But that's also one of those things. It's like the Christians decide to leave out what they don't want to believe in the Bible. Like, I mean, there's a rule like you can't wear shirts that are a blend of fabric. It has to be 100% one fabric. It can't be a like 50% polyester, 50% cotton. It has to be either all or nothing. And it's like Christians don't really believe that. And it's like they're not eating pork and stuff like that.
Yeah. Justin says Alex actually believes the Holocaust was more a celebration of humankind's greatest achievements. It's very strange. That is strange.
I mean, I'm gonna have to take a big drink after this one. You have to think of the logistics that had to go into that. It is a marvel of logistics that this was able to happen.
First of all,
I'll
drink.
take a drink.
Second of all,
I'm taking one. I prefaced it with that. I know what I'm doing.
Second of all, you're not wrong. Like the logistics.
I don't remember a goddamn time I wasn't wrong.
Bro, I'm telling you, I think the logistics sometimes behind war are actually more
Oh, it's incredible.
medieval war, right? To get a horse on a, like, let's say the English went to fucking France, right? To get a horse on a boat, a horse can't step on a boat. That's impossible. It needs like 14 years of training. They need to lift with it like a crane. It's insane the logistics that go behind that shit, and it's like medieval shit.
That's crazy. That is insane.
So, Maslik, how was your
what
week?
else happened to you this week, buddy?
My bus broke down today. It was pretty shitty.
Yes. That was an awful text to wake up to.
I was just sitting
fuck,
there,
we're gonna be
and
late.
out of nowhere, the bus like went like, and I thought the shit was gonna explode. And I just stepped out. I was lucky another bus came. But yeah.
Did I tell you? Did I ever tell you the story about one time I was going to Cincinnati and I was like, I'll just hop on a Greyhound. It's only like $20 to hop on a Greyhound to Cincinnati. So I was like, cool. I'm gonna go to Cincinnati for the weekend. I hop on the bus. Everything's going fucking swimmingly. I'm there. I'm listening to music. I'm having a good time. We're about an hour away, so we're about halfway through the trip. It starts slowing down on the freeway. I'm like, okay, what's going on here? We pull over to the side of the road. Bus is fucking broken down. I'm there for like 2 hours until I call my girlfriend and I'm like, hey, save me. Because I'm stuck. Like I'm out here, bro. It's gonna take me like 12 hours to get to the fucking where I need to go, dude.
Alex,
She comes
Alex
down.
is mad at you.
It's like 4 a.m. and this girl's driving down the freeway trying to pick me up.
Why don't you have
Alex
a
is
car?
mad at me.
Don't
I don't have a car right now. No.
He said, "We believe Jesus brought a new era. Those rules are in the Old Testament. We're not just ignoring them. You fuck."
What about the Jews?
What about them?
What about the Jews? I'll take a drink preemptively if anything comes up.
Why every time we bring up Jewish people, you're just bringing? He's like, "All right, take the can."
It's just like it's. I need some kind of.
Did you see the new thumbnail of the funny moments? If you look very, very closely, you see a David Star.
Yes, I know. I saw that. I noticed that. I was like, that's some high quality editing. That's the high quality content that you can expect from We'll Name This Later. The only podcast that talks about the Holocaust for 20 minutes.
Yes. Anything else this week? Not really. Yeah. I just like. Oh yeah. I've run crazy as a teacher. Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, Flapjack's gone back to school.
Yeah, editing school. Movie making school basically.
Yes, he's finally making movies.
One day, but yeah, I had this teacher, my editing teacher. He was like telling him about himself, and he said he made documentaries, and he talked to the last guy who's seen Hitler, that's still alive.
Really?
He was watching a movie, and the typewriter in Hitler's bunker. He contacted him, and he talked to the guy, and he had like a whole interview with him and stuff. And he also talked to the last living cop that was driving behind Kennedy when he got shot.
No shit.
Yeah,
that's the one place I wanted to go when I was in Dallas. I never got to fucking go there.
He had like an interview with him, and the cop got like covered in fucking Kennedy's head juice thing.
Yeah, his brain matter.
Yeah,
that's fire.
But it's so insane that the guy talked to those two like people who've been like at the biggest moments in history. You know,
that's crazy.
That's some life experience.
I think we have some big moments in history coming up. I have a lot of news. There's a lot of news that's come out this week that I'm very, very interested in. I haven't done a lot this week except prepare for this show. This has been my whole thought process this whole week has just been preparing for this show. So it has come out that President Donald Trump has challenged Joe Biden to a boxing match.
Is it a joke or is it?
I mean, he built the wall, didn't he? This could happen.
Bro, what the fuck?
You know how many you know how many pay-per-view buys this would get? A presidential boxing match. The amount of money that could be made off of this is astounding. I feel like Donald Trump has hands. I feel like he could throw a good punch.
He would definitely beat up Biden. Biden would like fall over and die.
Well, Biden falls over at the fucking pedestal every fucking day. Falls asleep in his goddamn while he's golfing. Oh, yeah, no, man.
If that actually happens, my faith in this world is lost.
Oh, my faith in the world goes up immensely because that is the funniest shit ever. If that actually happens, funny, that is so fucking funny. It is the greatest joke, the greatest practical joke on just humanity as a whole. It is such a damning representation of how far down the tubes we've gone, and it's just hilarious. It's so funny.
Yeah, but Trump would beat the shit out of Biden. We all know
Exactly. That's why it would be funny.
that.
Your president can't fight. I would love to see the cope right after that. Every like far left Twitter blue check will just be tripping over themselves to defend this.
Yep.
He loaded his gloves. Like, bro, you don't even know what that means.
I feel like they would call it. I feel like they're gonna call it toxic masculinity. Like, why? Why do men always want to fight?
Because we're
to
warriors.
fix
We
this
are
thing?
we are literally a warrior race.
Yes, males are race.
Exactly. I got another one for you. El Salvador has announced Bitcoin as a new national currency.
I saw that. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they're planning on buying 400 Bitcoins for $21 million.
But to be honest,
How do you feel about a cryptocurrency, a currency explicitly made for the people, being co-opted by a national government?
I feel like
How do you feel about that?
I hate the idea of crypto being used in like normal life, because you don't want to wake up and it's like, oh hey, your money's worth jack shit. You want some kind of
I mean,
stability.
we're already there. We're already fucking there.
I mean, it takes a bit longer with like dollar and euro and.
I mean, remember when Dogecoin was going crazy? Now Dogecoin does not exist. I haven't heard the term Dogecoin in like 5 months.
But to be honest, like a country like El Salvador, I'm not surprised.
It's El Salvador. Who met?
They're
Only
fucking.
$21 million in Bitcoin.
Their
Really?
currency is dog shit anyways.
I bet it is. I was watching The Simpsons at Bert's house last week when I was in Cincinnati. I was watching The Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of curious because they just throw around money because it's a middle class family that struggles to make money, and they're throwing around money. I'm kind of curious. Let me open up my inflation calculator real quick. Let me see how much inflation has gone up by 100%. So in The Simpsons, if they say, "Hey, this costs $8," actually $16. Oh, I lost $5,000. I lost $10,000. The value of money has just funneled down into absolutely nothing. The dollar is patently worthless. So, in turn, when there is this brand new currency that people are going for that actually has an incredibly tangible amount of money attached to it, $50,000 for a Bitcoin. A single piece of currency is $50,000. That's enticing to a very fair amount of people.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just I hate like fucking crypto. I swear to God, it's such like maybe when it gets a bit more less like scammy, or not scammy.
Well, I mean, you got the douchey college bros that are just like, yeah, I have 6 Bitcoins and my daddy paid for all of them, and it's like,
yeah, I'm just not a fan. I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. It's
man,
like
you could have been the
inflation.
You could have been the guy that spent 20 Bitcoins on delivery pizza back in like 2011.
Hey,
could have been that guy.
That guy. Those shit.
That's $1 million.
I recently bought
$1 million. That better have been the best pizza you ever had in his fucking life.
Do you know G2A? The
G2A?
Yeah.
No.
It's like one of those third-party sites where you buy games for like very cheap and you get a key. You can pay with Bitcoin on that. Like those really scammy sites always have Bitcoin.
Dope. Okay, so it's like instead of going through Steam, you just buy like the key to it, and then you download you like pirate the game or whatever.
Like it's somebody basically pirated it, or like they got the key for cheaper. I don't know how they do it, but they got it, and then you buy the key from them and you put it in Steam.
It's probably like just a key generator, one of those ones that's just like you bang your head against the wall until you finally do it. Like it'll just generate a key. Probably
Yeah,
one
maybe.
of those.
They some interviews said they rather have people pirate the games than buy it from like G2A because they lose money on that.
Yeah.
So
All right. Beer number 2. We're still on Rheingeist. All these are Rheingeist, a great Cincinnati brewery. Is Vision, a West Coast style pale ale. We're up to 5.5%. We've increased by 25%.
you're not that
alcohol.
edgy today, man.
Edgy?
Yeah.
I'm always edgy. I'm gonna join the 27 club. That's my end goal. I'm gonna kill myself. I'm gonna put myself in the forever box, and I'm gonna join the 27 club. If nothing pops off for me, I'm gonna just join the 27 club. Who cares? At least then I get to be with like Jimi Hendrix and Kurt Cobain
Hey,
at the very fucking least. At the end of the fucking day.
FA likes your music. That says a lot.
That's all I need. As long as some people remember me and they're like, "Wow, he died when he was 27." Forever. I live forever. Rent free.
Forever.
Mercedes-Benz is coming out with a car guided by your thoughts.
That's bullshit.
They have a neural link that goes into the back of your head, like sticks on it like a fucking magnet. It's going to be guided by your thoughts. You know what my first thought when I saw this was? I'm going to need a shitload of therapy before I can ever drive this car.
So many suicides.
I'm gonna need like 10 years of therapy before I even think about buying one of these things.
I feel like people are like, imagine road rage. Like some fucker cuts you off. The first thought in your head is, damn, I want to push him off the road. You know?
Exactly. And are they gonna have a filter? So is this a backdoor sneaky way of creating like a thought filter?
Yep.
Because just for pure safety reasons, they have to know that that's going to happen. They have to know. Every one of these people have been on the road before and been cut off by some asshole, and it's thought, I'm going to ram into the back of his car. They have to understand that that's going through your head, so they have to make a neurological filter. And you're going to tell me that's only going to be exclusive? They're just going to draw a big old circle around that and be like, oh, no, but this is just for our car. This is not something that we could make billions of dollars on in government contracts.
Yeah. Also, to be honest, it's pretty fucking stupid, you know? Is it that hard to just...
Oh, it's incredibly stupid.
Is it that hard to just put in your map, like your location where you want to go?
I mean, these self-driving cars are really cool.
Bro,
but after hearing about this, I'm way more into self-driving cars now.
Isn't it like a Tesla it's like where you get into the slipping lock, or what is it, whatever it's called? It's really hard when you're about to crash. It's better to have a Tesla self-driving car than to have a human behind the wheel, because the Tesla
I think so, because I think
seconds.
Exactly, it's a computer running through every possible thing that could happen and finding the best way. I was watching this great video of one of the first ever chess playing robots that beat like a grandmaster, and it took them forever, but they whittled the program down to think of 400,000 moves every second, because after 4 moves in chess, there are 70 trillion games that could come up, unique games that could come of those 4 moves.
Damn.
And it increases exponentially as you get further up the ladder, where most chess games are 70, 80 moves. So this computer was calculating 400,000 moves every second to see the best one.
Weren't people really scared when that happened? Like when the robot beat the Grandmaster, people were like fucking freaking the fuck out.
Oh yeah, because it was around the same time that like RoboCop, Terminator, War Games, like all these other movies where there's like rogue AI. I mean, we already had 2001: A Space Odyssey come out where HAL goes fucking nuts. We've had like the scary, oh no, we've built something so smart that it views us as obsolete.
I'll be honest,
and as fat to trim.
If we get to the point of androids like taking over, we are really stupid. We have got so many.
Oh no, we're fucking idiots. I mean, they're the 3 laws of robotics. It's like don't kill a person, help people think of your life last. It's like I'm butchering those 3 laws, but it's like Androff's 3 robotic laws, where we have to instill that into every fucking robot, and if one fails, we are fucked. Like you're
Like
telling me I'm
I, s-
held up.
I see a
We're
lot
holding,
of
but there's no way we're gonna hold up a whole society on these 3 little toothpicks.
people say like, oh, just program them like to not hurt humans or like living objects. That's already too late because you're gonna have robots in the army. You know.
Exactly. We already have literal killing machines. We've been breeding killing machines for thousands of years. This is where we hit the great filter. You know the great filter, right?
Yep.
For those of you who don't know, every society, every species that becomes as advanced as we are eventually eats itself. It's the snake that's eating its own tail. I can't remember the name for that, but is the snake eating its own tail. We will constantly just destroy ourselves. That's why we haven't discovered any human alien life, because every society is full of hubris and just eventually develops the weapons to kill itself. And I feel like we're not on the precipice of that. I feel like we were closer to the precipice of that when we had like 50,000 nukes spread around
Yeah.
God knows where.
But to be fair, I think we're closer to that than like. I think then it was closer, but now it's easier to happen. You know.
I mean, the whole Cuban Missile Crisis, the false flag in Russia. Do you ever hear about the false flag in Russia?
What happened? Is it the submarine?
No. So there was this guy, I can't remember his name, but he's probably one of the most important people in human history. So this guy is a Russian dude, and he is at this Russian nuclear base, right? And he sees that the US has launched 5 nuclear missiles towards Russia. Oh, fuck. He takes a second. He sees all this stuff going off. He takes a second. He's like, okay. It's not actually happening. I'm not going to retaliate, and I'm not going to send this up the ladder. I'm just going to let this slide. It was a false flag. I don't know what they were picking up, but it wasn't nukes. We weren't sending anything over. If that guy had said in that moment, okay, I'm going to follow my training and send this up the ladder, we would never have even existed.
Also, if it was you and the US did send 5, that guy is the most biggest idiot in history.
Well, if he didn't send it up the ladder, there's other nuclear watch posts. I guess that's like a good word for, like, they're just watchtowers basically for nukes. They would have gotten picked up by another one. They would have gotten sent up ladder. Thankfully, it was just a single isolated failure of machinery.
Bro, it's crazy
that he was able to avoid.
It's crazy like how history changes just because one guy or one woman did something else. Like the guy in the submarine who thought war has broken out. You know that one?
No, I don't actually.
It was a submarine off the coast of Cuba, a Russian submarine with a nuke.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah, but they have got
Yes, I've heard about that.
They thought they had to they thought war has broken out between the US and America. And one Russian dude, I think he wasn't even an officer, he was like a second lieutenant. Everybody had their hand on a button, like, yeah, we're gonna shoot him.
Ready. Everybody was ready. I mean, this wasn't like an isolated thing that happened like 30 minutes. This was 2 weeks of people scared shitless of a nuke hitting anywhere.
To be honest, under the sea would be the safest from a nuke.
I mean, yeah, it would, but when you have a nuclear bomb that you can launch out of a fucking submarine, where I could pull up to South Beach, Miami, and just be like, boop.
Also, all the countries that I just gone because of like whole West Germany would have been bombed, and the Netherlands would also have been gone, not because we were involved, just because we were there. Like, damn.
Yeah, I saw this really great video, and it was, hey America, what's up with Japan? They're fucked up now. And it's like, oh yeah, they destroyed a few of my ships.
And they
So
didn't.
you dropped the sun on them twice?
And
Yeah.
you know what's funny? They didn't even.
Yoshihaki over here is drawing tentacle porn now because of you. Yeah, shouldn't have fucked with my boats.
You know what's
It's
funny?
a very a shorthand version of what happened, but it's like, yeah, we did just drop the sun on them twice.
So there are two funny things about Pearl Harbor. Funny things about Pearl Harbor.
All
yes.
of Pearl Harbor was fucking hilarious.
The first thing is the Japanese didn't even achieve their goal. They failed. It was a failed operation. They didn't get any of the airship carriers.
Yeah, I bet they failed pretty bad.
Yeah, and they fucking like the ships got up like in a couple of weeks. Second, it technically it wasn't a war crime. They declared war.
How so?
And they attacked a military base.
I guess so. I guess you could kind of construe it as that, but that was an attack on America. You see, we're able to get into big long wars because you fuck with us.
It was an attack on America, but people like to say it's a war crime.
It wasn't a war crime. No,
it was just
it was an act. It was an act of war. Those are completely separate things. It was an act of war.
Yeah.
It was not a war crime.
Let's say they
war
flew
crime
to Los
is
Angeles.
Inhumane.
Let's say they flew to Los Angeles and started bombing civilian.
They wouldn't have been able to do that.
But
at that time with their technology. If they had, it would have been incredibly more devastating. We would have dropped 5 suns on them.
And also, what's funny, people don't talk like people like to say like, oh, the fucking Germans dropped bombs on London and this and that. That's bad, you know.
Oh yeah, the Blitzkrieg.
Yeah, Blitzkrieg is the ground operation, like the carpet bombings. That was the thing, yeah. The fucking Americans and British, they killed 3 times as much civilians in their bombings of German cities.
Yeah.
And
well, it's one of those things. It's if I have a boat, right, and I put 100 civilians on there, and the U.S. doesn't bomb that boat, I just know I have to put civilians on my military ships, and the U.S. isn't going to bomb us purely off of this conceived morality. So you got to take it, dude. You at that point, it's like it's us or them. It's war. War is hell. People get caught, dude. I mean, people get caught in gangland wars all the time. Like, there's stories of 5-year-old kids getting shot in Chicago because teenagers have guns and they don't like each other because this guy's from one street, this guy's from the other. It happens.
Bombing those German cities didn't do anything. It only like strengthened. It only made the extremist Germans more extremist.
Exactly, but violence is not a straight line. Violence is not a handgun bullet. It is a shotgun blast. It is 100 pellets going in a outward funnel. It's a flashlight. It's not a laser pointer. It's gonna hit things that you may not have wanted it to hit.
Also drink, because she's just like, violence is violence. So fuck you.
Violence is violence. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying these things happen.
Justin said war crime is just an Xbox achievement. True.
No Russian.
Bro, that's some controversy. Goddamn, when that came out.
So I actually, going back, I want to talk about the Pacific Theater in World War II. Actually, you brought that up, and that was like really interesting. I feel like the European theater of World War II gets a lot of love. Like, oh yeah, they ran through Normandy and Operation Husky and rolling into Germany, rolling into Berlin.
That's only the Western Front though. Eastern Front doesn't get any love.
The Eastern Front does not get any love either. But the Pacific Theater, it was incredible because it was just this bunch of islands that the U.S. had to go and take one by one.
It was brutal.
By one. And how many lives were lost, I can't tell you. It has to be way more than the European theater. I'll have to look it up. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But
no, and
just because it was just because that was purely throwing bodies at the wall. That's all we were doing, because it's like we don't know what we're doing. We're just gonna throw bodies at the wall, and we have more bodies right now, so I guess we're just gonna fucking win. There's the old war rule of if you outnumber them 3-1, victory is assured. But if you outnumber them 2.5-1, it could get shaky.
So the
I
casualties
mean,
of the
we
West...
talked about the Spartans millions of times. They killed like 10,000 people with 300 soldiers. It's like victory is never assured.
I mean, a lot of people also forget about like the Italian beach landings and stuff like that when talking about
Operation Husky with all the paratroopers, the 101st Airborne Division,
or the African
that is one
campaign.
of the most badass ones.
The African
the
campaign,
what campaign?
Too. The African campaign.
Oh my God, yes, nobody talks about that. I mean, who was it? It was Sherman. Sherman was running North Africa. That was like his war down there. He was the guy that was going through and being like, okay, fuck, well, I guess I got it. It wasn't Sherman. It was MacArthur.
I'm not sure.
MacArthur.
But
Sherman's a Civil War general. I don't know why I'm confusing that. But MacArthur, that was his war. He was plowing through North Africa, but they were fucking him up at every stage.
He did to like turn the tide though. Like in the end,
because that was a refuge for a lot of people. Going to North Africa. I mean, the whole Casablanca movie was based off of that being like a refuge for people trying to escape.
I've recently been doing a lot of research into World War II tanks.
Really? Yeah.
1 sec, the bell just rang. I don't know if anybody's home. 1 sec. Monologue.
Okay,
never mind.
Monologue.
People are home. The door is shut. Okay.
Cool.
So
we're gonna cut that out. Justin, cut that out.
Justin, cut it out, please. So I've been watching Fury.
He's gonna leave it in just to fuck with us. That's what he's gonna do.
I've been watching Fury, like the making of the movie and stuff like that. And I was like, I remember Jeremy saying to me once, I'm pretty sure the American tanks were the best in the war. I was like, excuse me, sir, no, Tiger pants. What are you talking about?
Dude, those things were beasts.
So I was like, let's see. So it's like the later Shermans. I do agree were one of the best tanks of the wars in like World War II. The advanced ones. The first ones though, they needed like 4. You know that scene in Fury where they charged the tank head on, the German tank?
I've never seen the movie.
Oh, so like they get ambushed by like a Panzer, a German. I think it was a Tiger.
Yeah.
And the tactic was you charge the tank head on and you fucking try to get behind it because Germans had speed, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was their whole plan. But it's insane how one tank just takes out like 4-3 fucking Sherman tanks.
I mean, there's this old guy named Audie Murphy. He was some 19-year-old in World War II, and they get pinned down somewhere in France. Him and his company. He was leading the company. They get pinned down. So he looks back. The tank has been like fucked up. So he's like, he looks back at his people and he's like, all right, go into the woods and just like fucking regroup. He's been shot in both legs. This man already has a Purple Heart. He's already been shot in the hip. He got like shrapnel went through and like cut his Achilles and had to have it surgically repaired in the field. But he's been shot in both legs. So he's holding these people off with a M1 carbine. And he's like, oh fuck, I'm scared. I'm going to hop on this tank. There's a fucking machine gun up here. And he just starts mowing down people, just till he runs out of ammo. And then he goes and joins his company. But Audie Murphy is the most decorated American of all time. He won like 20-something American medals. He won a medal I'm
pretty sure
basically the equivalent of the French. He won the equivalent of the French Medal of Honor, and he won like 3 medals from Belgium for some reason.
I'm pretty sure I know who you're talking about. I think he was also in the battle of Anzio, I think, in Italy.
Might have been. He might have been.
Sabaton.
He did go through the Italy campaign. He was pretty lucky with big quotation marks around it. He was pretty lucky to be in a lot of the major scenes of combat in World War II.
Yeah, I think Sabaton made a song about him. To Hell and Back, pretty good song. Check it out.
Well, that was actually the title of his autobiography, and then his movie that he starred in as himself. And by the way, he won these 25 some odd medals before he was 21.
Yeah, it's insane, bro. Like, I was talking to Effie yesterday. We were like complaining about life, as you do at 12 at night, when going home, and I'm like, just like, Jesus, we are so lucky, you know. Some 18-year-old kid fucking charging D-Day, as me sitting here, you know. But yeah, it's it's you know what's fucking freaks me out?
What?
I think this was in Brand Brothers or another series, like people who just charged D-Day,
I love that series.
or like people who just got off the Italian campaign or something like that. They were just sent to island hopping straight away. Like Hitler kills himself.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to Asia. You know, like
Yeah.
you're finally done with the war, and then you need to go.
There was VE Day and there was VJ Day. VJ sounds dirty. I like that one. So we have two victory days based on the European and Pacific theater. I wanted to go back to these weird electric cars because something recently also came out. New York is banning all gas-powered vehicles by 2035.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised.
Well, California, Los Angeles has also already done that.
We already banned.
They're already starting to do that.
We already banned not the gas cars, but like the different version that's like sends out way more stuff in like main
diesel.
Yeah, they can't go into the main cities anymore.
So that's actually going to follow that about 10 years later. All the heavy gas diesel power vehicles will be banned in 2045. So I actually kind of like this because there's going to be this weird buffer period of you have all these electric cars, but then kids who have not grown up like experiencing that will smell the gas of like these big trucks and things coming through. And they're going to be like, whoa, what is that? It's like it'll be a remnant of the old world to them. And it's going to be this weird, like,
we're going to have two
it's going to be cyber gas punk.
They're going to be two versions of it. It's either going to be, whoa, look at that, it's so cool. Or look at this filthy American, the like ruining our
yeah, because we're gonna be taken over by then. I can already fucking guarantee it. About way that we pussified this generation, nobody's gonna want to fucking go into the military anymore.
You know what's fucking? You know, I lost faith in humanity. It's like a video. 10 kids, high school kids, divide $1,000, or like decide who gets $1,000, and they're all so nice about it. I was just like, if I was here with my friends, we would be like, okay, boys, we're splitting it, right? Yeah, okay, cool.
Right, exactly. And that's when communism works. Socialism works on a very small scale. But when you have 1 billion people and there's $10 billion, it's like, wait, hold up. Who deserves it? That's when morality comes into it. It's not just you, 9 friends, $1,000, everybody gets $100, because you can all look at each other and be like, okay, yeah, we're all kind of in the same place. But when it's people that are 1,000 miles away from each other, it's like, no. I deserve more of this. This guy is a fucking bum, lives on the streets. I'm a fucking doctor. I have all these student loans. In all honesty, after I pay off everything that I've done to help the world, I'm going to have much less money than this one guy who buys 3 beers and a pack of cigarettes every day.
Sounds like you.
I mean, it is me, but I don't buy cigarettes anymore. I buy Juul pods.
Oh Jesus Christ!
My life has changed. France has banned unvaccinated Americans. We're finally oppressed, boys. We are finally fucking oppressed. It took us so fucking long, but white people, we're back, boys. We're finally on the defensive. We're finally the fucking underdogs. I'm going to France. Fuck you. I'm going there.
We
Hold
are.
me up. What are you gonna do to me?
Our
Do
country,
something. What are you gonna do? Smoke a cigarette in my face? Fuck you. That's worse than fucking coronavirus.
Fucking Frenchies.
You fago.
Bro, our
So
country
angry.
is going. Oh, drink, Fago. Our country is going fully open again. No corona rules.
Hell yeah.
But if you
Hey,
want,
join the club. Join the fucking club, buddy.
but listen. If you want to enter,
We have beer and super spreaders.
But if you want to enter a library, like, or you want to go to a movie, you better have the fucking Corona app with you that proves that you're vaccinated. Eat it.
Oh yeah. The I'm not Jewish identification card, because we've just entered fascism again. The history, I mean, you understand this more than anybody. History is so cyclical. Everything just comes around. It's just a little bit different. We've already experienced this, but whatever.
I saw some. I saw some. Blue
I'm being problematic again, Flapjack. I'm gonna have to drink my favorite IPA. This is my favorite IPA I've ever had. It is Rheingeist Truth. It is 7% alcohol. It is an amazing beer. If you are in the U.S., you could probably go find it. This is a very recognizable brand. Truth is the official IPA of Ohio. Don't let anybody tell you different. Continue, Flapjack.
Bro, I saw some blue hat on Twitter say, like, somebody was like, it's so insane that we have to show a card to be like, oh yeah, to like enter a building to like prove you're vaccinated. That's not freedom. I was like, yeah. And then you had some blue hats. Yeah, but you also have to show your ID if you're gonna buy alcohol. Like, that's the most stupid, idiotic comparison I've ever heard.
I could see why they would believe that, because they're stupid. They're very stupid, and they're like, oh, I have to show a card for something. That's a 1-of-1 comparison. No, it's not, because everybody ages at the same rate. What if you don't have accessibility to vaccines and you have to work and you have a family to support?
What if you just
there are
don't
people
want
like
to
that in the U.S.
What if you just don't want to be vaccinated?
Well, yeah, me too. I'm that fucking guy, because you know what this is. I mean, I'm not sure people understand, because I don't really understand. I'm stupid. I like to think I am the common man because I hold myself as I'm really smart, but I know I'm really stupid. So the super spreaders. Have you heard about this?
Are these people who spread it on like purpose?
No. It's worse. So the vaccine only affects the spike protein of the virus. Okay, it's the main part of the virus. Usually, it's cutting it off at its root, basically. So, when you have the vaccine in your body, it kills the coronavirus. There's some remnants left over. We have this thing called natural selection. The strongest survive.
Oh, jeez.
So these little viruses, right? Let's say we have 3 of them, blah, 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 blah. 2 die because of the vaccine. We have another one that has to go up against our body's actual immune system. So that one dies, but has already had 2 babies. So the 2 babies are already immune to the vaccine, and one of them is immune to your fucking immune system. That makes 2 babies. Those 2 babies are immune to your immune system. You now have an evolved version of the coronavirus that would not be possible if you did not have the vaccine. So now you are spreading another virus that is worse, more deadly, has harsher symptoms than the actual coronavirus itself. You are a melting pot of the fucking AIDS. You have made AIDS. You have fucking made AIDS. This is what you fucking done. This is what these blue hair, blue check mark people, just get the vaccine so everybody can go out and do stuff again. No, you fucked up. You should have let the fat and old people fucking die. That's all that should have fucking happened. You should have just let them fucking die. Darwin is rolling in his grave right now. He's rolling so fast he could generate an actual electrical pulse that could power Pittsburgh for the next 4 years. You fucked everything up. You fucked everything. Now we're gonna have to get vaccinated for the rest of our fucking lives.
Drink.
We've entered this state of where we are in fear of things that we cannot see. We have gone back to the dark ages. There's a monster in the closet, and we are just like, oh, if I get these 2 shots, the monster's not gonna kill me. No, that monster's gonna kill you twice now. Fuck you.
Yeah. So just on that note, everybody gets vaccinated. Keep the world safe.
I guess because nobody's gonna hear me. I'm just yelling in a room. Nobody's gonna fucking nobody fucking understands anything anymore. Everybody just wants to be politically correct. Everybody just wants to be on the right side of in the present when they don't know what history is gonna end up as. They don't know.
That's why you just
I'm out
stay
of
in your
breath.
own lane. And you just do what you want to do. And you don't give a
Just
fuck.
do what you want to do. Just don't tread on me. Fuck around and find out. I'm not doing
Is that a
it.
threat? Are you threatening people on twitch.tv/We'llNameThisLater?
I might be. If you get the vaccine, don't come around me. I'm social distancing from people with the vaccines. If you have the vaccine, I'm wearing a mask around you. I'll triple mask around you if you have the fucking vaccine. I'm not getting any of this bullshit, dude.
Damn,
all right?
Alex
I
just said,
already like
I don't even have a horse in this race, but mass spawns half truths that are shitty. That truths with shitty logic attached. Damn.
Is that what do we have anymore? What do we have anymore? Because what is truth, Flapjack?
Truth.
Because I don't know.
It's
truth
whatever is trending on
truth
Twitter.
should be objective. Yeah, truth is whatever is trending. That's got to be the quote of the episode. Truth is whatever is trending on Twitter. Truth is whatever is trendy at the time. Truth is what the blue hairs, the blue checks, whatever they fucking describe it as, that's the truth. And we just have
Bro.
to go along with it, or fuck you, we're cutting you off at the legs, and you can you have to be destitute now.
You know what does give me hope
This
in
is-
humanity? Or like in Twitter?
What?
I see like some blue haired. Oh, this was yesterday. Some Twitter support. Why you should be able to ban people for misgendering them. And I was like, what are you talking about? And I went through the comments, hair comments. I was like expecting a bunch of yas queen, yas, yeah.
Yeah,
And the only thing I saw like fucking roasting her to bits, like.
of course.
And I was like, yes, we still got it, boys.
This is like it's Gen Z in a nutshell, or like the social media savvy, if you want to call them that, Gen Z in a nutshell. It's they put somebody on a pedestal and they imagine them as this perfect, infallible human being, and then they do one thing wrong and they just cut them off at the knees. They throw the baby out with the bathwater. They're like, oh well, throw the whole thing out. They're not a human who is flawed and maybe is wrong sometimes in your opinion, or they may not believe exactly what you believe, but that doesn't mean that they are not worthy of the pedestal that of any. That doesn't mean they're not worthy of making money in America. You shouldn't have these job lynch mobs that just go around and fucking destroy people's lives because wrong thing.
Just don't wrong.
That's why they have no fucking role models, because they don't let anybody become one. They don't let anybody, because there's the thing in America. We build people up, we tear them down, and we root for the comeback. We don't root for the comeback anymore. We just tear people down.
Well,
we build them up, tear them down, and tell them to fuck off.
You want to know the latest fucking trend I absolutely despise?
What?
A lot of gay people have been doing it. I think Little Nex and James Charles acting like they're pregnant. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
I hate it. It's the most gayest thing ever.
I don't know what are they accomplishing with that.
Attention. And people are calling it transphobic because you have actual trans people who are pregnant and male. So I think
Oh my
both
god.
sides are stupid. I think if you do it, you're an idiot, and I think if you complain about call transphobic, you're also an idiot.
I just think it's dumb. It just doesn't. And it's like, okay, I get it. I get it. I mean, you're at the. I mean, especially with people like James Charles and Lil Nas X, they're the woke liberal equivalent of a shock jock. They just do things to like spike the Twitter burst.
Twerk on the
That's what they
devil.
do. That's just what they do. I mean, Lil Nas X is very, very good at that, and you got to kind of admire how good he is at it because he's constantly trending. He popped off with a meme country song that went #1 on the country charts and got a remix by Billy Ray Cyrus. And years later, now he is still relevant and like new, and people still are like looking
Bro,
for him because he does stuff like that.
I remember watching a video of some kid. Remember when Little Nex fucking twerked on Satan or something, some stupid shit like that.
Yes, and the Montero music video. That's a solid fucking song. His music is very fucking solid. It is good stuff. You have to give credit to the producers are called Take a Day Trip. They do a lot of good production. His new song, they actually spent 90% of the budget on their new song. They spent it on actual live brass instrumentation. And had to do the rest with like Foley artists because they were like, we don't have any other money for like any samples or anything, so we got to like make all of this shit ourselves.
So, I saw some video of this guy sharing that video on Twitter where he worked on Satan, and he had like this. He recorded his grandma calling him, like his grandma just screaming at him like, "You're going to hell, boy. You think this is funny? Like this is not funny." And everybody was shitting on the grandma for like, why is she so close-minded? This, that, and that. To be honest, the grandma,
the environment.
The grandma thinks her grandson is selling his soul to the fucking devil and is gonna burn forever. Of course, she's gonna be crazy.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the old style Christian. I mean, you have to remember America at its base is a Puritanian society. A lot of the old values that we valued for hundreds of years until very recently, like maybe I think it started kind of with Gen X. Gen X kind of started tearing down a lot of those barriers. That's when a lot of like the gay acceptance, a lot more like the reasonable wokeness. There's no more reasonable wokeness anymore. There's no more of the, yeah, I'm fine with gay people. I don't like when guys flirt with me. It's like none of that. It's like, you don't like gay guys flirting with you. You're homophobic. And it's like we've pushed the goalpost past too much. But the environment that these people grew up in was a very Puritanian, Christian-based society. Even though we didn't adhere to all of those beliefs, we have to remember where we came from. So, of course, that woman who probably went to church every Sunday, maybe not because she wanted to, but maybe because of the McCarthyism Red Scare that says if you don't go to church, you're a communist, and we're going to put you on a list and send you off to Africa somewhere. Maybe that's the environment she grew up in, and now she's like, I don't want that for my kid, because she doesn't recognize how the world changes, because at a certain point, we just stop caring about the world. Old people just stop caring. It's like, well, I have to worry about myself. I have to go to doctor's appointments every 2 weeks. I'm like, I'm done. I'm checked out, dude. Yeah. So you have to remember that that's the environment that she lives in. And at that point, there's this proponent of the left that is education. Don't tear them down. Don't cancel them. Educate them. I support that. Some people are not going to be able to be educated. But that doesn't mean that they should be canceled because of it. That it's not a either or thing.
It's like when you see like an old guy, you're lucky than the other N-word, you know? Like, you know, it's just...
most definitely. Most definitely, because that was so socially acceptable.
It's like,
I mean, not incredibly like a lot of people wouldn't be outwardly racist like that. I mean, if you went to the South, of course, but in more of like the northern cultural parts of the United States, it was like you would have to be sneaky about it. Like you couldn't just outright
it's like
say
when Matt Damon, like his daughter said, he recently stopped slaying the F slur because Fago, because she told him it's not good, like, and people hated him from it. Why won't you be happy? He He did something.
Exactly. He did what you wanted him to do, but because he didn't do it in the time frame that you have magically given him, and it's like, oh, he should have stopped saying that when he was conceived. He should have never even said it. He should have never even thought that word. It's like, dude, he grew up in Boston.
Yeah.
Boston. You know, those people are notorious homophobic ball busters, and I love them for it. They are amazing. You ever talk to a Southie? He's gonna call you a fago a few times if you disagree with him.
That's problematic, drink. I've been I've been I miss the days where funny racism is okay on the street. Yeah, that sounds really weird, but like I call my Pakistani friends when I see him. I just yell Paki at him. As I just recently learned Paki is a racial slur for Pakistani people. But it's just something you say when some Jewish kid like fucking isn't paying or is like doesn't want to pay for a drink. You say, okay, sure, you fucking Jew, and you move on. It's just jokes.
Exactly.
You know?
It's just jokes. I'm not actually saying that you should be put in the fucking ovens, dude.
Yeah.
I recently learned this actually wasn't recent. This was 2017. This was 2017. This was about 4 years ago. I was going through this phase of where I just like rhyme a little bit. What you need, Jelly Bean? What's up, Buttercup? Like, just I kind of do like that little thing. I was 20. I thought that was funny, but I would tell people, "What's new, Jigaboo?" That is an awful, awful slur.
What is it?
It's dumb black people is what that means. I didn't know what that meant. But I just like I heard it in like a Kodak Black song. And I'm like, that's a fun word. I really like it. And I would just say that sometimes. And then I had this guy look at me all weird and was like, yo, like he was like, I'm just not gonna talk to you anymore. He didn't like try to explain to me what it meant. He just absconded from the conversation. And I had to go look it up. I'm like, what did I do?
You don't want people to use it.
And I was like, oh shit, that was bad.
Like, what happened to educating people? Like, hey, we don't want this slur to be used. Tell me.
That's why that's my favorite section of the left. It's very moderate left. It's like center left, where they're like, hey, no, we understand, but we have to be socially conscious about this because we are aware of people like this that exist. So we have to be socially conscious about stuff like this. And I totally understand that. I'm not going to go and start spouting the N-word out in the middle of the street, dude. We have to. I'm not going to yell fire in a crowded movie theater. Like, there are like freedom of speech. Of course, say what you want. I don't care. But like, I'm not going to put other people in a position of where violence might be cited just because of what I said, because that's inciting violence. It's inciting a riot. That is actually a violation. That is not protected by freedom of speech. So you have to reel back sometimes.
Also, just don't be an asshole.
You
know,
just don't be an asshole, dude. Don't tread. Do not tread. Do not tread. It's very easy. It's very easy to not want to not fuck with people, but some people are just so outwardly abrasive that they just feel like they have to. I feel like it's because they didn't get enough attention when they were younger, so they're just like, oh well, any attention is good attention. I mean, there's
True.
I know a few people
a bit off topic.
Yeah,
fucking Bagel Smith just sent me a picture of a society if the Holocaust never happened. And it's just a picture of normal.
Is it the utopia?
No, it's just a normal picture of nowadays New York. It's just,
nice.
That's pretty funny. That's funny.
Okay, so that is funny. I got a light news topic now. I got a light, unproblematic news topic. And I'm not being ironic. This is actually very light and very unproblematic. So a dentist in San Antonio offers free cleanings to anyone who can beat him in Smash Brothers.
Free
That's
beatings?
dope.
Free beatings?
Free cleaning. Teeth cleaning.
Free beatings.
Beat him in Smash Brothers. But this is where it gets fucked up, right? Because he has rules for it. This is where I knew that he was running a fucking scam. There has to be 3 lives no items, no final smashes. I'm like, oh no, you are too confident. You are too fucking confident. 3 lives, yes. 3 stocks. That's standard smash. Doesn't matter. Don't care. No items. Okay, that's slightly above casual. Like you're actually that's like 1v1 me, bro. In COD, that's like okay, I get it. No final smashes. There's no luck involved in this. It is pure skill. You know this man is running the biggest scam of all time. You know he's just trying to get people in the dentist's office because this man is he's pool sharking right now. He's hustling you. This man is an undercover Smash world champion. I can already call it. This guy is going out here and being like, yeah, you know, play me in it's like play me in pool real quick. 2 out of 3 games. And he loses the first game bad. Like just like you're hitting everything. He's putting you in a better you don't know it because he's fucking with you. He's putting you in a better position to win. And then the next 2 games he just decimates you. Just puts you on your fucking ass and you're like, "Well, guess I got to spend $100 on a teeth cleaning today."
God damn it.
I don't know if he does this before or after. Because if he does this after, he's running a fucking scam.
Hey,
If he does it before, there's a plausibility that the person could just walk out and be like, I guess I'm not getting one today.
I've never played Smash actually. And like never in my life.
Really? That was one of the first video games I ever bought for myself was Brawl. Super Smash Bros.
Guess
Brawl.
what? I have a fucking Nintendo Switch. I don't use this thing.
Really? Send it to me.
No.
I'll pay for shipping.
I'll pay for the thing, goddammit.
No, I'll pay for shipping. It'll be the same amount as the fucking console.
That's true.
Because you live in bumblefuck Egypt.
I like how
But
the
no,
location
that
keeps changing. Like every episode,
I
it's a different location.
I always just make up another. I started doing this the other day. I started noticing that I do this. Whenever I'm talking to somebody about how drunk I got the night before, I just make up a word on the spot. I'll just be like, dude, I got slashed last night. Or the other day I was like, dude, I got sniped last night. I was fucked.
Sniped.
And I just start making up new euphemisms, and they always understand. They always understand what I mean, but I just start making up new ones because it's one of those things where if I'll be like, dude, I got whatever word you put in there, you already know the end of it. It's a garden path sentence. I've already led you to what I want you to know. So now I can freestyle. I can just say whatever I want.
Well, it just depends how you phrase it. Right?
Yo, I got so mass bleaked last night.
Yeah, I got so black last night.
That's a perfect one.
Did you
I
know?
got so mass bleaked.
Did you know? Girls in California, say instead of blacked out, they say blacked.
Oh yeah, I've heard that.
That's most fucking.
Because they all secretly want to be railed by a black man, but
Hey,
whatever.
who doesn't?
It's women. That's women.
Wouldn't you want to be grilled by a big black?
I took a big drink for that one.
Hey, I didn't even notice that one. Like, I'm bad at this, bro.
See, it's one of those things of it's the opposite of if somebody tells me I'm being an asshole, I really have no argument for that. Because if you say I'm being an asshole, that means I'm being an asshole to you. And there's no argument for that. I can't say, no, I'm not being an asshole because you've already labeled me as that. There's no argument from that. When it's the other way around, it's like, I know when I'm being problematic. You may not know it, but I've already labeled myself as such. So now you have to believe it too.
It's also because, you know, 90% of the people I hang out with are problematic. So
I hate that word. I hate that word. Problematic, normalize. I hate all those words.
why normalize?
Normalize because it's a gateway drug. It's a gateway drug to it, and it's also you could use much better words for that. You could use that in because it's not specific. That's what it is. It is not specific. We need to normalize trans people. Okay, I can't not agree with that.
Everybody has
because
different.
because it's so non-specific that it could mean anything, and it's like, well, trans people are already normalized. Well, are there trans people in Congress? How normalized is it? It's another of
Do
the
you-
far left goalpost moving.
Do
And
you
the far right
agree-
does this too. The far right goalpost moves just as much.
Do you agree with diversity in politics? Like,
Of course, yes. You need to have, especially in a representative democracy like the U.S. is, there needs to be a person, at least
I'm
a
gonna
person from every walk of life and every section of America, because we are an incredibly diverse nation.
I'll
we
get
are
a lot
huge.
of shit for this, but why do we need a trans representative when they are only like 1.5% of like?
We don't need them when they're a token, because we've gotten to the point of where we need. Excuse me, pardon me. We've gotten to the point of where we need token. We don't have actual representation.
Yeah.
We have. Oh, let's elect this Muslim woman purely because she's Muslim, not because we actually agree with her policies or anything. I know in California right now, they recalled Newsom. They recalled their current governor. And
You're lagging out a bit. Like you going robot.
Am I?
Oh, talk.
Yeah.
Okay, it's saved. Your cam is.
Oh, okay.
Loading.
All right, Justin, cut that out.
It's so weird to tell him to do things because I'm normally the guy.
Yeah, exactly. Well, now we have somebody that we can just tell to do stuff. So
Do it, bitch.
in California, they recalled their current governor Newsom, and there is a black man. His last name's Elder. I can't remember his first name off the top of my head, but he's a black man and he's a Republican and he's very based. He's a very based Republican, and he's up for office. I guarantee you, there's going to be some people in Los Angeles that vote for him purely because he's black. And not because they actually support his views. Because I mean, all of the people in Los Angeles identify themselves as far left communist liberals, even though they are making money and hurting people under the capitalist system. But they don't choose to recognize that because they don't think they're the problem.
Bro,
in their own heads, in their system, they are the problem, but they don't recognize it because they're like, well, I know about this. Just because I know I'm a bad person, that makes me less of a bad person. In their like thought bubble.
Do you know the guy Twitch streamer called Hassan Abi?
Mm-mm.
He is I think communist socialist leftist Twitch streamer, and he recently bought a house in LA. I think 3.7 million or something.
Okay, yeah, I could talk about this. Keep going.
And he he preaches all this stuff like Jeff Bezos shouldn't exist, billionaires shouldn't exist, when Twitch streamers are the most lazy people on earth, making a shitload of money they don't deserve.
Yeah, they're the male versions of OnlyFans whores.
I mean, I'm not saying they don't deserve, because they do give entertainment and but don't preach. Like, his argument for being able to preach that but also getting that amount of money is, I'm just a part of the system. I'm not.
Okay, yes, I remember hearing about this guy and seeing him lambasted on Twitter, because I like to follow a lot of blue hair, blue checks, just to he also keep in touch. A little rage porn for me.
He also said America deserved 9/11. It was taken out of context though, because people were like, "Oh, he said Isn't
he Middle Eastern?
Yes. He's Turkish. That's like half. But saying no, but it is out of context, because saying
of course, because they take everything out of context. I mean, we had a whole conversation about this.
Yeah, but saying America deserved 9/11 isn't saying nobody says they didn't deserve it, but they should have expected it with all the shit they pulled over the years.
That is understandable. I can agree with that. We should have expected some kind of
retaliation.
Violent retaliation should always be expected. You shouldn't hope for it. You should never hope for it. You should never say somebody deserves it. You should always plan for it, though.
Yeah, 3,000 innocent
And
people died.
we didn't plan for it at all because we were in the oh god, 90s was a fucking golden age of fucking America. The 90s was fucking golden. Everything I read about the 90s, I'm like, this was fucking gold.
Fucking
Every single bit of it. As soon as 9/11 happened, we became this. Right after that, we were this right-leaning, fear-mongering state of racists, and now we've had a generation raised under those people that were scared, rightfully so, because 3,500 people fucking died, and the biggest city in the United States was cut off at the knees. Of course we were scared. You have to think of it from their perspective. I mean, I remember my mom told me the story. She was like, yeah, I got a phone call at work that a plane flew into the Twin Towers. I was like, she was thinking of like a little like biplane or something, like some like one man plane. And then her friend's on the phone and says, oh no, they just did it again. And her heart dropping immediately, leaving work, getting me from like I was in preschool.
Didn't you say you only like discovered like 4 years later or something?
I didn't discover it until about 2 years later. I was in first grade when I actually like found out about 9/11 because my parents kept it from me because I was 4 years old. What are they gonna say? My country is being attacked? We live in America. That does not happen. Pearl Harbor, and in the modern age of America, in the 20th century on, we don't get fucking attacked, dude. Pearl Harbor, 9/11, the like turning points for people. Think like Pearl Harbor sent millions of young men to die in war. 9/11 sent thousands of young men to die in war. Like,
I think 9/11 also started off like...
They didn't need me to hear about that. I didn't understand the concept of death yet. I hadn't had a fish die yet. I hadn't had anything die yet.
I think 9/11 also started off... so like it started off the... It's weird calling it a trend, but it is, of terrorist attacks. I'm not saying... And this is not saying, oh, only jihad, you know? The fucking right-winged extremist in Norway that shot up a whole political, like, kids, like an island of kids. That's probably, if 9/11 wouldn't have happened, probably never would have happened.
We can't say that. We can't extrapolate that onto like completely separate, because that's not a Venn diagram. That's just like two separate circles. I feel like, because you guys were going through a completely different thing in Norway.
I'm not from Norway.
I like how I say you guys. I like how I say you guys, but I know you're not from Norway. I want to go back to these millionaire communists that we were talking about. Do you remember the OK Boomer video from Nico Lowell?
Yes. Oh yeah, bro.
The girl who wore the Bernie shirt and then bought $1 million apartment.
I want to say
in
this.
New York.
I want to say this before. FA was the biggest simp for her. 2 weeks.
Same.
2 weeks ago, he came to me. He was like, "Hey, did you know that Hey Boomer Girl is a fucking commie?" Like the funniest shit ever.
How'd you not know?
He's Turkish, bro. He doesn't know jack shit about politics, like American politics.
Oh, okay. We got real quick. We got another beer. Ooh. Ryan, guys, we went from truth to knowledge. Knowledge is an Imperial IPA, a double IPA, and it is 8.5%. So from the first beer to now, we have doubled the alcohol percentage.
Damn. Yeah, I remember
out here.
I remember getting that video of Nicolo, her like flexing her apartment. It was only $1 million apartment only. Jesus, like it's $1 million apartment, and she said of course she clickbaited.
$1 million for an apartment.
She clickbaited the shit out of it, and said it was 3 million. Like, how stupid can you be? Like, you preach all this stuff, and then you clickbait, and you make it even worse for yourself.
I've said this before, and I will say it again. Communists are only communists until they get rich. And then all of a sudden, it's my money, not your money. We need to move the goalpost and go after the people that are making the big money. And they're just mad at anybody who's successful. That's all it is. They're just mad at successful people.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I don't know. I just think I am. My problem is, whenever I hear communist talk, I turn ultra capitalist. but I'm actually
Yeah,
not
same.
ultra capitalist. I actually have kind of like, I do believe in like healthcare, like government support plans,
Yeah,
shit
I
like
do.
that. You know.
I
Uh,
believe in universal health care, even though the private healthcare sector has helped more people than it's hurt. But also, I believe in temporary welfare, like welfare in terms of economic crisis, like when 2008 housing market crashed, a lot of people had no money. That's when we should implement welfare. And welfare was introduced by Roosevelt, FDR, during the Great Depression as a
I
means
want to ask you
to
this:
help the poorest of us. It was not
why
meant to be a sustainable system that just kept going and going and going and going.
why is Teddy Roosevelt so um Theodore
Because
Roosevelt?
he's based. Because he's based.
I heard he got like a bullet and he fucking kept talking.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he got shot and he kept talking.
But why
He
is
also led the
like
rough. He led the Rough Riders in Cuba. He was in an uphill battle and won.
isn't the
Literally an
aren't the Rough
uphill
Riders
battle and won.
aren't the Rough Riders the guys on horses with like
It was a state sanctioned militia. It was a government sanctioned militia that Teddy Roosevelt led.
Yeah.
It was a volunteer militia.
I
Yeah.
probably think the most base, like one of the coolest militias in the world, are the Minutemen. I think that's
The
so
Minutemen
cool.
were.
Even
This
though
will be
they
ready in a minute.
even though they got shit on by the British, I still think it's cool.
Guerrilla warfare. I mean, we this country's built on guerrilla warfare. I wanted to go back to the Millionaire Communist real quick because it's the football just started over here. American football, the only real football that should ever exist. There is a phenomenon called the couch quarterback. The guy who sits in front of the TV every Sunday and says what the quarterback should have done. This 45-year-old overweight alcoholic is telling a 22-year-old lifetime athlete what he should have done.
Yeah, this is what my dad and grandpa also does. Like, just like yelling at TV what he should have done.
Oh, I'm guilty of it. I'm
Yeah,
totally guilty
of
of
course,
it.
because you're looking
I
at
thi-
it like from a different perspective, where it's like obviously we
I mean, and literally we are, because we're viewing the whole field. He's viewing the field straight forward. He sees the goalpost as the middle of his vision. We're seeing that as like, we don't even see it. Like it's on the far left or the far right. No political satire intended, but we're seeing the whole field. He is seeing what he can see in this helmet that is basically like horse blinders. And it's like, he's still an elite level athlete that you could never be. If you started tomorrow and you trained for 10 years, you wouldn't be as good as him, because he's been wanting to do this since he was 5 years old. He's been doing this for 17 years, and he is in the highest level of play on the planet Earth. So this is what I always, this always gets me. People call people in the NBA, the National Basketball Association, they call them scrubs. They call like some of the worst players in the league, they're scrubs. The 12th man on the bench, because there's a 12-person team in basketball. The 12th man on the bench, he's a scrub. He's awful. He's interchangeable. You could put anybody in that position and they'd still be the same thing. The worst guy in the National Basketball Association would wreck anybody in your stupid rinky-dink recreation center league, in your rinky-dink a playground basketball league. They would absolutely destroy you, because every one of these players was Mr. Basketball in their city. In the city that they came from, at high school, they were the best player. At high school, they were the star player. Maybe in college, they were the star player. In college, they were a great go-to guy. Or even in college, they were a good six-man, some guy who can come off the bench, play for 20 minutes, have great stats, and really help the team win. Maybe they're a locker room leader, somebody who could really motivate people, even though they may not be the best player.
yeah, those are fucking important, bro.
Mm-hmm.
The Dutch
people,
the Dutch national team
yes.
won because of that shit. We were like
The-
behind to 1-0, and we just we just made it 2-0, 2-1.
So the locker room leader is such an underappreciated thing. So I mean, there's I will not go too far into this because I'm very passionate about it and it's very not pertinent. But there is the LeBron James, Michael Jordan argument. You've heard of it, right? I don't have to explain to you
Is it?
what that is.
No, I don't know who's better, Michael Jordan or LeBron James.
LeBron.
I don't know. I don't watch.
So this is my opinion. Michael Jordan had better stats, more championships, better pretty much everything. LeBron's a better athlete, hands down. LeBron's a better athlete. LeBron is such a leader. He is a natural born leader. Michael Jordan was a competitor. Michael Jordan wanted to beat you personally. He didn't want the team to win. He wanted himself to win. LeBron wants the team to win. There's this great video of LeBron just did Space Jam 2. Absolutely awful movie. Don't go watch it. Even if you have HBO Max, I would honestly unsubscribe from HBO Max just so you don't ever even get suggested to watch this movie. But at the very end of production, LeBron's last day, what does he do? He doesn't just like go around and say like, thank you, appreciate it. He stands in the middle of the set and he gives a speech and he thanks every single person out loud and says that if it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be here. This is unprovoked. This guy is a leader. He is a guy that in another lifetime could have ran for office and like led a country. His personality is pure leadership. Michael Jordan just wanted to win. And I mean, it's different mentalities, such different mentalities, because LeBron wants everybody to win. Michael Jordan wants himself to win.
That reminds me of the Messi vs Ronaldo.
I'm not very familiar with that.
It's
honestly
basically
because I know Messi's a great player, Ronaldo's an amazing player. Like
it's basically the argument is Ronaldo is a fucking amazing dribbler. He can get past anyone. The shots are amazing. Messi is
he's playing for Man U right now, isn't he?
Yeah, he got transferred. I think
that was like a big thing. I remember
Yeah.
I even read about that. I was like, whoa, he's been Manchester United. I'm a Man City guy.
He like people see Ronaldo as the kind of egotistical, plays for himself, but is good as fuck. And Messi is a team player. You know, he rather pass the ball off and give someone else a goal than
that is a perfect analogy for this kind of argument. It's like, do you want some guy that helps the entire team, or is so good that playing for himself does help the team? And it's like you can divide pro athletes into kind of these two categories, even though like that's not maybe the best way to do it. But you have to remember there are leaders and the people that are good at what they do. They're really good at what they do and elevate themselves. And there are people that play with others and elevate them, that make other players better because they're on the team.
Yeah, it's I personally would choose like the guy who elevates the whole team, you know?
Yes, because that's gonna be that's sustainable.
Also,
because
saying the guy who elevates the whole team, he's still an amazing player, you know?
Of course. He's a once in a generation talent. Messi, once in a generation. Like we're never gonna have another Messi for like another like 15, 20 years. And we're never gonna have somebody like that.
I think he quit recently. Like his football career is over.
I always thought Messi was older. Like,
he is older.
Like I thought he was pushing 40.
No, not that old.
I didn't know he was like, like I didn't know he was like still early 30s because I've heard about him for so long that I'm like, oh yeah, he's probably.
But the thing is, these people
probably so old.
These guys started like age 18, you know, as soon as they
exactly,
you know, and like the max, like the oldest guy, you if you're actually in professional football, you don't get past fucking 35. You're out.
No, not at all. I've learned that recently. It's like if you're past that point, it's like
maybe as a goalkeeper.
It's not pro wrestling where you could still be good when you're 50 years old. Like Chris Jericho's 50 years old right now, and he's still an amazing fucking wrestler, and he's probably even better now than he was 20 years ago. Even though he's slower, but he like it's a different context, dude. Like, I mean, there's no NFL players that are pushing 40. And there are NBA players that are pushing 40, but they're the 12th man. and a guy on the bench that is the veteran knowledge, the guy that's going to be able to coach the young guys and make them better, and they recognize their role, so they do that. I don't know how we got off in Louise about this, but I really love this conversation because I've gotten back into sports. The wild card race is on for baseball right now, and my Red Sox. You saw me wear the Red Sox jersey on ISC episode 200. You saw me there. I'm just really into my Red Sox right now, and we're shaky on getting into the playoffs. I know I just want to get into the playoffs. Like that's my World Series, that's my Super Bowl, that's my World Cup right now. Is if the Red Sox just get into the playoffs and we win that first division. It's called the wild card. It's just the team with the best record in the league that didn't win their division, and we are at the top of that heap right now by half a game. If somebody else wins and we lose, we might be fucked because there's only like 15 games left. So we're down to the fucking wire. But if we get in and we win that first series, I'm gonna be happy. I'm gonna be as happy as if we won the Super Bowl because we're not gonna be able to get past other teams.
Bro,
I can guarantee you.
The World Cup, not the World Cup, the like selection for the World Cup has recently started.
Really?
Yeah, I think even the US is, if they're not out already. The Dutch
Probably.
are
Our men's team is garbage.
The Netherlands is at the top of the pool right now. We are
Really awesome. I'll root for you guys.
You know what was fucking amazing? I was at the gym with FA. It was Turkey vs Netherlands, and a lot of Turkish people live in the Netherlands, right? So
obviously,
yeah,
they're all friends with you for some reason.
I don't know why, but we were at the gym, right? And everybody's like checking their phones, and I was like, "Damn, they scored! We were like 1-0 against Turkey," and he was like, fuck it, we'll get it back. Fuck it, 2-0, 4-0, like 3-0, 4-0, 5-0. Then Turkey scored it, and at the end it was 6-1, for the Netherlands, and it's insane because the Turkish team isn't bad. We lost like shit like last time, and we just fucking. I'm gonna be so hyped if we're like going out again because it's like Dutch people aren't really patriotic for the Netherlands, right? But as soon as the soccer teams or the football teams start playing, damn, like the whole streets are painted orange. Everybody got their flags out. It's crazy. I love that shit, bro.
So speaking of soccer, I think I have a bit for you. If this is bad, I'm gonna cut out for a second. We're just gonna cut this out. Let me do this real quick. Okay, cool. We're going back to bad camera because shit. I'm gonna call somebody real quick because I have a best friend that played soccer. So we're gonna.
Is it me?
Do that. No. We're gonna call Cowboy. Do you remember my Cowboy story?
Oh shit!
Of him jumping the fence. We're gonna call Cowboy real quick. I promised him that we would.
Oh yeah, you need to use your phone. Yeah.
I need to use my phone. I use my phone for the camera for all those audio only listeners.
Our most loyal fan of the show.
Yeah.
Except
Where
Justin and fuck Alex.
Fuck Alex. Where is he? Oh my god. Can I not find him? Do I not have him saved?
Also shout out.
Okay, there it is.
We haven't done this yet. Shout out to Justin for mastering the episodes. Great.
Oh yes, of course. Shout out to Justin. All right, wait.
No pens go best.
If he picks up, this is gonna be fucking awesome. We're gonna have Cowboy on the fucking show.
What's his real name?
This is an awful angle.
Oh. Did you tell him you were gonna call him?
I maybe hinted at it.
Is he also free today?
As far as I know.
Your call has been.
Oh, you fago! You absolute fago! He's gonna call me during the show. I already know it. I already know that this prick, this absolute thunderfuck of a human is not gonna be able to fucking get on. Let me reset everything up.
Shout out to Cowboy for listening to our episodes. Keep listening, bro.
Please do. I love Cowboy. He's
We
a great
all,
guy. He's a great fucking guy.
we all love Cowboy. Cowboy,
Cowboy is one of the funniest people in the world.
Is he? What kind of jokes? Edgy or actual jokes? Instead of just screeching the N-word.
Both.
Oh.
Both. No, he doesn't do any of that. I did blackpill him on the Jews though. That was pretty funny.
What did you? Oh, drink. Yeah. What did you say?
It was a slow and assured destruction. So he's a very Christian boy. As he's a grown ass man from Georgia, lives in Kentucky. He's a very Christian boy. Gotta respect him for that, even though I'm like, I'm kind of shaky on this shit. Gotta respect that. So his logic is Jews killed Jesus. And
I'm confused about that.
the Jews killed Jesus.
Did they? Didn't the
Fucking Pharisees. Yes, the Pharisees.
Didn't
the
the
Pharisees
Romans-
were Roman. The Pharisees were Roman Jewish people.
Didn't the Romans hate Jews?
The Romans hated Christians because they didn't support Caesar. That's why Jesus was killed, because he didn't pay taxes.
Jews. No, but I thought like.
But he also didn't make fucking money, so I don't know why. Never mind.
Isn't
Taxation
this-
is theft.
Isn't this like in a different time though? Like people forget Roman history is really fucking long. Isn't it later in Roman history that the Jews got like hated on? Because
Yes.
some guy was like, yeah, there's freedom of religion, but you gotta believe in all the gods, you know. And then the Jews were like, no.
So that's why
no.
that's why on Jesus's crucifix they wrote Inri. INRI. What that translates to is King of the Jews, because that's what he touted himself as. But he was
that's not a very good title.
King of the Jews. I mean, I don't know.
Would you want to be king
They
of the
have
Jews?
they have a lot of money. I'd rather be what is that one Metallica song?
You do
King
look
of
like
nothing. I'd rather be king of the Jews than king of nothing.
True. What would you rather
But
be?
I mean, if we're gonna go libertarian moral arts right here, you're the king of yourself, and you should rule yourself as such.
And you can do everything with your body you want. Hashtag abortion. Hashtag
abortion. Hashtag abortion.
bro. I saw such a funny meme. I sound really gay there. Why? I don't know why. I saw a fucking funny ass meme. It's like all the people from California are moving to Texas, right? To like Houston and stuff.
Yes. And then they did the abortion law.
And they were like, nah, what we're
Yeah.
It was like,
fuck you.
it was like,
'Cause fuck you.
it was like, what are we gonna do about that? Oh, I got it. He pressed his button. Abortion law.
Yeah. No, I saw. Did you send that to the Idiosyncratic Discord?
I think someone else sent it. I just fucking.
Oh, because that's so funny. That's so funny. You have to admire the baseness of Texas. The just mid-right baseness of them.
Did I tell
It's
a
so
story?
funny.
Did I tell a story about how some girl was like, "No, you can't go to California. There's an abortion law."
Yes, you
Okay.
told that.
Or like, I mean, fucking Texas, goddamn. Like, okay, sad for those women. I'm not a woman.
Yeah, exactly. But also, I want these cheap ass houses though.
Yeah, I don't want to be.
That's
Texas.
why I'm me and Bert, we're serious. We're talking about like serious shit that couples do as they get further and further
Dude,
into
should
the
move to
relationship.
Texas.
As mommy and daddy get further and further into their stuff. I want to go back to school. I want to kind of get a good job. Girl already went to school. She's got a good fucking job. I'm a server. Like I'm a
Bro.
server. I bartend. Like I do this dumb shit. I want to have a good job that like helps support the growing mass bleak familial line. The hierarchy. I want an heir. I want an heir to the throne of the king of the races.
If you go to school for like camera shit or script writing, I'll come to the US with you and we're gonna make the best movie ever. Gonna fucking make Endgame Part 2. the
I had
amazing.
a really good Uber driver the other day. I was coming home from the bar. I'm absolutely fucking smashed, and
Smashed.
I'm smashed. And I'm in this Uber, and I have my headphones in, but I start talking to him, and I'm like, do you ever have that where you just start, you have a pleasant interaction with somebody, but it's different because you already know you're gonna like this person.
Yeah,
You have like that inner feeling of like, I need to talk to this person more. So I took out my headphones. I was like, you know what? Let's start talking. He recommended a really good book to me that I got his number at the end of the ride because I'm like, yo, I'm gonna buy you a beer. Like I would love to hang out with you. And he was talking about how he wrote scripts in college, how he had like film courses and stuff. And I'm like, that's fucking dope. So I started talking to him. I'm like, this is the coolest guy ever.
I
He likes
actually
horror
have,
movies, but I'm like, that's still fucking cool. I still fucking like you.
I actually have script class tomorrow. We go. It's like a whole lecture. We just sit there and we have some hippie talk about us too, like politics and stuff.
Yeah.
I hate, to be honest. I like the guy, but it's like he only wants us to become a certain part, like a certain movie maker. He wants us to make
Yes.
shitty indie films with a deep meaning about libertarians and anti-racism and stuff like that. Let me just make my war movie. Shut up.
Shut up. I want to see young men die.
I want to make a movie about PTSD. He was like, why PTSD if those people are dead? I was like,
No, they're not. That's the worst part.
no, I was talking
I'm
about,
not
I want to
gonna
make
do
like, if I ever make a movie, a low budget indie film, I want to make like a first World War War, like a World War One, Band of Brothers ish. How about, and then like different kinds of people reacting to the horrors of war. One maybe get.
Oh, I have HBO. I might want to go back and rewatch Band of Brothers because I remember watching it when I was a kid, and I'm like, this is fucking me up, and this is going on for forever because it was like a marathon or something. I'm like, this has been 4 hours, and I'm watching this. This movie is not done. I had no clue about like what a mini series was at the time.
Bro,
I'm like, this is amazing. This just keeps going.
there's a really amazing episode of Band of Brothers, like a moment where a German officer gives a speech to his troops, and it's like really emotional, and it's like, hey, you people fought well for your country, stuff like that. It wasn't like Heil Hitler, Heil Hitler. It was like more,
Yeah,
you fought for your country.
it was more like an actual motivational war speech.
Yeah, and the people in the comments were like, this is so great to see. Germans weren't just like devils. And then you have the people, what about the rapes in Russia? What about the Jews?
What about this? What about that? What about the kids in cages? Like, bro, fuck off. Fuck off. All right. I think we're getting to the point of the show where I do my thought fractals. Have I told you about this theory that I have?
No.
I have a theory of thought fractals, of bits of thoughts that don't have really any context to them, and I just write them down. I'm like, I'll get to it later, but I don't want to explore this whole train of thought without it being recorded because I want to experience this train of thought for the first time. So I have this theory that I have these thought fractals that I just write down. I put them in the show notes. I separate them from the news, obviously, because there's actual news and then there's just shit I think about every day. But I have these fractions of thoughts that I want to make whole during this show. And I think, given the fact that we have such a great rapport, Flapjack,
A rapport.
that us together, we could do it.
We can do it.
So
Yes,
right
we
now, yes, we can. I'm gonna go pee
Yeah.
because I drank a lot of beer. I still have 2 Bud Lights over here. I have Budweisers. I have the real fucking version. I don't have Bud Lights. Fuck light beer. We do whole beer here. We do heavy beer here.
Heavy beer.
So I have 2 Bud Lights over here. I have a 6-pack worth of beer that I'm gonna
jeez.
drink during the show. I did lube up before the show. I did have a few whiskey and cokes before we got on, so I'm a little lubed up. But I'm entering the end game. The end game of a beer is the saddest thing when you could pick it up and you're like, there is less than half of this beer left, and I am not satisfied.
Is it a
There's
half? Is it a glass half full or a glass half empty?
You can feel it half empty. I'm at like 4/10. I'm at 2/5 of a beer right now. That's less than half empty. I'm very much a glass half empty kind of guy. I'm very
depressed.
cynical. I'm a very, very cynical person. I give off this optimistic, this all smiles all the time vibe, but I am very cynical. Things are gonna go wrong. But I'm gonna go pee. I'm gonna get back here. I'm gonna crack open another beer, and we're gonna delve into these thought fractals, and we're gonna see where they lead to, because there's some good shit in here. I think if it's bad shit, Justin, just cut it out. Who cares? Nobody cares. It's just a podcast. Nobody fucking cares.
The best podcast
All
on
right.
the whole goddamn world. Okay, goopy.
I did in the coding of the website, which is almost done.
You do
I'm
coding?
sorry, I haven't put it up yet. It's gonna be, there's a line that says the best podcast of the century, the greatest podcast of the century.
Ooh.
So we have a lot to live up to. If we're gonna live up to the moniker that I unceremoniously just gave us, we will be the greatest podcast of the century. All right, cool.
Goopy.
All right, break. Monologue.
Monologue. Okay, he's gone. What did he clip out? We're gonna keep this in the episode. He's so retarded sometimes, man. Yes. Shout out to Justin Gomez, or as we know him, Homas, for mastering our episodes. The audio quality has gone up immensely. If you want to listen to the good audio and not listen to this dog shit audio, go to Spotify or SoundCloud, where you will find our greatest audio of all time. As Masblik said, we're working on a website. I think if you Google We'llNameThisLater, you get our link tree that literally links to everything. My Twitter, Masblik's Twitter, fucking our Twitch, everything. Yeah. I like how my monologues always turn into just straight up ads for our podcast. It's like, what if, I don't know how Masblik does it. He just thinks of something random. Okay. He just thinks of something retarded and starts talking about it. Like, I'm retarded, but not that retarded, you know? I'm pretty retarded. But I'm not that retarded that I just can't talk about. Like, he's talked about a fucking Lidl, like an Aldi. Like, how does he even come up with Aldi in his head? Like, from all fucking stores. I think we're actually getting an Aldi over here. And he's back. So yeah, Masblik, Megan Forever, check it out. Greatest music
Fuck
ever.
yeah. MAGA forever. Yes. That's probably gonna be the next title of the album. I have the
From like Mega
I don't want to talk about it yet, but there is another album.
Ooh.
Thought Fractals. Yes, here we are. I had a conversation with a very good friend of mine from the douchebag server named Rabbit. They're a great fucking person. They are awesome.
Are they transgender?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about anybody else. Just worry about yourself, Flapjack. Have you had this experience? Has this ever happened to you? Where it's a straight couple, is a man and a woman, and they refer to each other as partners.
Yes.
That is, now we have a phrase for it. And you can tell this to them, and they will be like, oh no, we're homophobic. If a straight couple goes up to you and tells you, oh yeah, that's my partner, but he is a straight gay guy. I mean, straight guy.
Straight gay.
I'm a straight gay guy.
That's pretty problematic. I should.
That's I'll let you have that one only because it's been your birthday. Only because it's your birthday, I'll let you fucking have this. Next week, I'm not dealing with any of this shit.
Don't act like you hate it. If you're
I love it. I would have done it regardless.
yeah if
Would
you
have done it
if it's not
regardless.
going up this show, you're just gonna drink it after the show.
Fuck it. There was never mind. I won't get into that story. So if a straight couple refers to their boyfriend or girlfriend as their partner, that is now gay stolen valor.
Why?
You are commandeering LGBTQXRQIT language.
But
And now you are making it, you are straightening, you are heteronormalizing
since
gay
when?
language.
Since when
Oh,
is the word partner gay exclusive?
because that's what it's referred to as. It's not boyfriend, it's not girlfriend, it is my partner. It is a they
Wait,
them
aren't they?
based pronoun.
No. Because aren't
It's not my they friend.
Aren't
It's my
they?
partner.
They are stealing the valor. They did it first,
Exactly.
so that doesn't make
Is
sense.
gay stolen valor? Is gay stolen? No, I think we're on different trains of thought here. It is straight people commandeering
No,
gay culture.
but before the gays claimed it, it was just a normal word. So they stole the valor of the normal word.
I can understand that because they stole the rainbow for us. I didn't
Yes.
start saying, "Hey, are you okay with the gays stealing the rainbow from me?"
Yes.
Do you know how many first grade pictures I drew where there was a rainbow in the top right corner, and now they're just gay icons, I guess.
No, my goddamn picture is gay. Your camera froze, by the way.
Okay,
That's pretty gay.
So I've been back into baseball lately.
Yes.
So, are you familiar with baseball? Like some of the basic rules?
Skinny guys with skinny pants.
No, the rules of baseball.
Yes.
You stupid idiot.
I've played it.
Okay, so are you familiar with the hit by pitch rule?
No. I mean, if you explain it, I get it.
Okay, so if you're in the batter's box, you're swinging, you're trying to hit this shit out of the park. The pitcher throws a wild pitch, and it hits you in the shoulder. Like, it clips you. Like, it blatantly hits you. Maybe it was intentional, maybe it wasn't. There are some very intentional hit by pitches. If you go look them up on YouTube, they're fucking hilarious. That is also refers to one thing that I love, which is called charging the mound, where the batter runs at the fucking pitcher and tries to beat him up. That is another good one. But a hit by pitch is, most of the time, I would like to say 85 to 90% of the time, unintentional.
Yeah.
So hit by pitch, if you get hit by pitch, you automatically advance to first base. You don't have to hit any more balls. You got hit by the pitch, you're automatically on first base.
Isn't that fucking stupid? So if you miss the ball intentionally, you can just...
That can happen. Some people do lean into it, but umpires are quick to call it and be like, okay, that's an auto out because you leaned over home plate to intentionally get hit by this pitch.
Yeah.
An intentional hit by pitch is an automatic out. So if you're hit by the pitch, you automatically advance to first base. In baseball, you can't have multiple people on a base.
So the people need to run.
So let's say bases are loaded. You get hit by a pitch. Third base has to go to home. Third base automatically scores.
Damn.
I've been entranced with the concept of the walk-off hit by pitch. Somebody gets hit with a pitch, and we're in extra innings. Baseball goes 9 innings. After that, sudden death. Whoever gets in front wins. Bases loaded, extra inning. It's the 11th inning. Pitcher throws a ball. Batter gets hit by the pitch. They don't celebrate the person that gets to home. They celebrate at first base.
That must feel so shitty. You ever just run.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially if you're a guy who like hit a triple and then like couldn't advance. It was all singles and like couldn't advance to the next base because circumstances. The walk-off hit by pitch is probably I think it's emblematic on civilized society, and I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why it's kind of emblematic on system of society, because it gives the right that pain brings success, and pain brings success is a dangerous concept. It is the concept of it's the American dream. It's the American dream in America's pastime. You work really hard, you go through hardships, and you come out the other end the victor. It's the American dream. That doesn't happen in real fucking life, dude. This walk-off hit by pitch is non-existent in actual society.
Yep.
Going through hardships, if you're the top 0.0001%, yes, you will win. Most of the time, you just put yourself through a hard fucking time for no reason.
Damn. What?
Yes.
How the fuck did you get from baseball to society?
Because baseball is so emblematic of American society, and I feel like it's lost on most people, and that's why a lot of people don't appreciate baseball. It is such an individualist game. If you do well as a player, you help the team. You don't have to be a team player in baseball. It is an individualist sport. In basketball, you could be the best player. Sometimes it won't help the team. In football, you could be the best single player. It won't help the team. In soccer, you could be the best individual player. That will help the team. In baseball, if you're the best individual player, you guarantee help the team. If somebody has a player that is... because that's the rules of the game. It is a game where you can play completely individual and still be a team player.
Yep. So
it's emblematic of the individualist mindset that is imposed upon Americans as soon as they are born. That is exactly what it is. So that's one of my thought fractals. The allures of alcohol and its frankly amazing contributions to the world at large. Alcohol has helped me. I think I'm the first person in human history to ever say that.
Sure. How has
alcohol
it
has helped me?
How?
Alcohol has helped me come out of my shell. There would not be a Mass Bleak without wild turkey and beer.
Wild turkey and beer. Damn. Where does the wild turkey come from?
It comes from me going to the liquor store. That's where it comes from.
I thought it was literally turkey. Never mind.
No. Wild turkey and beer. It has helped me.
And
do you know how many... And well, wow, I've drank Coca-Cola regardless. Coca-Cola is the best soda ever released.
No, it's not.
I learned something the other day. So Coke is made to be drank cold, and Pepsi is meant to be drank warm. And if they are consumed in that context, they taste exactly the same. I haven't tried it yet because I'm not going to buy warm Pepsi.
Okay, what? You work at a bar, of course, you know, or like a dinner. You work at a dinner, yes. A diner. God damn it, that took long. Of course, you're gonna notice they keep the bottles like they don't put it in like the fridge or something because then the sparkles go away, right?
Bottles of what? Bottles of beer?
No, but just like Coke and Fanta and stuff like that.
Oh no. So how we do it is we have a soda machine.
Oh really?
It's easy. Yes, so there's a soda machine. It's easy. So there is a machine that basically just pushes out soda water. Cool. Got the concept. It runs tubes into a separate room. And in those rooms, connected to the tubes, are big, like 20-pound syrup containers. Where it's Coke, Diet Coke, Sprite.
That's some advanced shit.
Like Dr. Pepper.
Like
yeah, it's so they take the soda water and they run the syrup through it at the perfect amount, and it creates the soda right in front of you. Like that's the first time they meet is when they come out of that thing. It's
Bro,
incredible.
at those
It's
old
incredible.
school bars over here, they just buy like bottles from like the store, and they keep them warm because then the bubbles, I guess they're called, don't go away. And the reason they put ice cubes in it is to make it cold again.
Yeah, no, I do that with my Coke. I keep my Coke warm because, I mean, if it's cold, the molecules get close together and it deads the bubbles.
Yeah,
So
and
if
then
you
it's
keep a
fucking
Coke warm, like the
Coke
molecules
without
are far
bubbles is
apart.
disgusting, bro.
Flat Coke, trash.
I'm not a big fan of Coke though.
I love Coke. I love both versions of Coke.
He loves all the
Love
Coke.
Coke. I was talking on VC last night. I'm like, I'd love to do Coke again. It's been about 9
You've done
months,
Coke?
10 months since I've done Coke. I'm like, I want to. Oh yeah, I did. Did I ever tell this story on the podcast?
What?
So we're not talking about like cocaine or anything. We're talking about crosswords.
Yes.
Crosswords are very mind stimulating. Lots of puzzles. And I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever really done a crossword, if you've only seen like your grandma do it, but like they're very stimulating. You want to do a lot. You do one and all of a sudden you want to do 5, 7, 8, 30 more. But there was the first time I ever really did a crossword was it was right before Christmas. I actually had to meet my family a couple days after doing these
Christmas time
crosswords,
of
and I was up all night. I was up all night doing these crosswords. Oh, till 4, 5, 6 a.m. doing these crosswords, and I just all these clues, all these conversations based off of answers. Oh God, it was amazing. I did about 4 or 5. I did about 4 crosswords. And it was incredible. So it was a night of my life where I had nothing else to think about. I was just thinking about these clues, Flapjack. I was just thinking about these different words I could put into different places and all these crosswords. And I happened to be doing crosswords with an ex-girlfriend at the time.
Oh no.
We'll have stories about that ex-girlfriend as we get further along in this podcast. You'll find out more about that woman. But I was doing these crosswords. She was telling me the wrong answers the entire time. Tell me the wrong answers to these crosswords.
Giving
Just
you
really
wrong
messing
directions.
messing up my vibe of doing these crosswords. Just messing up the entire intellectual pseudo scholarly endeavors that my brain was going upon with these crosswords. Just completely messed them up.
Yes, yeah.
Completely messed them up the entire time. Because after I do crosswords, I'm like, oh wow, I have all these new words in my brain. I want to go make some music. That's all I want to do right now. I just want to after this mental stimulation, I just want to go make music.
Yeah.
No, she was so turned on by these crosswords. Other things happened. Because I mean, as
to be honest,
as most people,
crossroads do turn like they do turn people. They're pretty hot, They do set the mood.
I mean, crosswords are a very good mood setter. If you ever want a dinner and a movie, old hat.
Do crosswords.
It's completely old hat. Have you ever really thought about the concept of dinner and then a movie? Like you're gonna sit and talk to this person the entire time, and then go watch a movie where you have to sit in silence the entire time. Movie,
it's the other way
then
around.
dinner.
Yeah, of course.
Movie, then dinner.
The people
Come on, you have to establish the physical before you can turn to the mental.
Wait,
if I'm not attracted to you, I'm not going to be attracted to your mental aspects.
People do it the other way around.
That was like the standard American date, and men were wondering why they never got laid.
It's like you go to the movies, then you grab dinner, and if you don't have anything to talk about, just talk about the movie.
Just talk about the movie. But you have to go see something slightly provocative. Not provocative as terms of like sexually, but just something that's like very
you don't go
mentally
watch
stimulating.
You don't watch the new Marvel movie or Star Wars.
Yeah, go talk about, unless you're into those. Unless you have like actual knowledge pertinent to the actual movie. Then yes, go to a Marvel movie if you both have knowledge about Marvel or both have knowledge about Star Wars or Fast and the Furious. I don't know if there's like some deep canon lore to Fast and the Furious, but
Family.
if that exists, go fucking crazy. But if you don't already know that going in, go see like the Academy Award, the Oscar bait movie. Go see the Oscar bait movie,
Like
and
Parasite or something.
yeah, exactly. Go see something like that, and then go and like talk about it. Just be like, I don't, because I love talking to somebody and being like, I didn't get that. I didn't understand that. Do you have another perspective that can give me like context to this? Because I had to do that with American Psycho with Christian Bale.
Yeah.
Who's the main guy in that?
Christian Bale. Yeah.
Christian Bale. Okay, I had to talk to somebody about that. I'm like, I didn't really like. I watched it once. I didn't really get it. He was like, okay, dude, here's what it is. You've already seen the movie. You need to separate yourself from the movie. So give it 3 months, and then go back and see the movie again. And I did. And I already had the concept of what the movie was. I'd already seen it. I know the plot points, but now I'm looking for other things. And I was like, wait, this is actually really incredible. I really like this. And it's like conversations like that are really, really good because it makes you appreciate a piece of art that you may not have liked before. Or you were like, okay, this has been hyped up a lot. I know the plot now because I watch movies for plot. When I on first viewing, I watch for plot because I'm like, okay, I want to understand these characters, what they're going through, and then when you go back through, you can go and see like, oh wait, this is what they meant by that. This is a representation of this. This means this. Blah 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 blah. All those like film and lit things we learn. At least kids that went to my high school, it was things that we learned in high school. It's like you can finally extrapolate those onto the movie that you're watching.
It's always my teacher said you always need to have a second meaning to a scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can't just be what's happening on stream.
I feel like Quentin Tarantino is one of the guys that doesn't need that.
No, he just like the way he does dialogue is just so insanely good.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to have like that whole so meta, dude. You know?
Yeah, exactly. It's like the first scene of Inglourious Bastards where he's talking to it's the Nazi talking to the guy, and he's like, "We're looking for Jewish people," and they're just having this inane conversation, just trying to do it, and it's very Alfred Hitchcock because it's like if you see two people talking about baseball over a table, and the bomb blows up, it's not interesting.
Yeah, it's like.
But then at the very beginning, if you see the bomb under the table, and then two people are talking about baseball, there's an extra fucking meaning there. It's like everything becomes about that.
It's like the thing of a guy looking at the woman, and he's like giving a dirty smile. If it's a kid, it's like, oh, he's enjoying a child playing. If it's a normal lady, or like something like, if it's like a lady stripping down, oh, it's a creep. Oh, like, but he's just doing the same face over and over again. You know,
that's also with music and movies too, because I remember watching. I did this in school too. This is actually very interesting. I did this in school of where there was the scene of where a woman is walking down like a New York street, walks up to the front door of a townhouse, opens the door, and she's shocked. And they put different music over it. They put like romantic music over it. And it's like, oh, her husband's about to propose to her was the big one. And then they put horror music over it. And then it's, oh no, she sees her family dead. And it's like suspenseful music. It's like, oh no, there's like a killer in her house. Or like, it's like you can extrapolate different meanings. Like movies are such well-crafted pieces of media. The really good movies are such well-crafted pieces of media. It's incredible.
Yeah. So, anything else, bro?
Medical shows.
Fuck
I have a girlfriend.
Things. Fuck medical shows.
I have a girlfriend. Girls watch medical shows incredibly because they're all hypochondriacs. They're all fucking insane.
Yes.
Every woman watches Grey's Anatomy. Every woman watches like these medical shows, and It gives credence to their hypochondria.
Drake,
The fact that it's like, oh yeah,
can't just fucking
it
talk
gives
about all
it
women like
gives
that.
it gives credence to their hypochondria and their false intellect.
Yeah, that's definitely it, Drake. Oh no, don't chug it. Oh.
So women watch medical shows a ton and then are like, I know everything about medicine. They don't. They don't.
No, of course not.
They just watch the TV watered down version of it, and that's that's actually the end of it. That's the end of that thought fracture. Because I really don't have anything more to say about that because it is just such a sham. It is such
No,
a
but it's like
fucking
people watching like Dark Mirror and thinking they know how the future is gonna look like because they watch Dark Mirror.
I mean, this is a like. There's a lot of women that don't watch these and don't have it, but like a lot of the main, like my mom, a
My mom
lot of
watches it.
girlfriends,
Yeah.
they've yeah. There's a few girls I meet that like they actually watch like good TV shows. It's like my girlfriend's one of them. They watch like really good TV shows, but then they'll go to like Chicago Med or something and watch that. I'm like, wait, and then I have to backtrack because it's like, wait. Chicago Med is actually a really good show because they do the medical stuff, but they have like a storyline attached to it, and it's like a twist, and it has like a good like film structure kind of thing to it. Like Chicago Med's a pretty fucking good show. I don't like the inter hospital drama. I don't like that. But I
Yeah.
like when the patient comes in and they're saying like, "Oh, this is wrong with me," and then they slowly reveal why that is wrong. Watching one the other day of a girl who was having like stomach pains, and then she had to tell doctors who came in with her parents. She was like 16, and she was like, "I have stomach pains." Parents leave the room. She tells doctors, "Oh no, I'm pregnant. Don't tell my parents." And the doctors have a moral quandary of like, "Oh fuck, do we tell the parents?" Or and then they
To be
finally
hon-
reveal it to
isn't
the
there
mother.
isn't there just a law
But
for that?
it gets deeper. It gets deeper. It gets deeper. It gets deeper. They reveal it to the mother. The mother tells the doctors that's not actually his daughter, and I've hid it from him his entire existence. Oh fuck. So at the end of the episode, the doctors are looking at the family that's gathered around this kid, and the dad comes up to him and is like, "Hey, thank you for everything that you've done for me and my family." And then one doctor, after he leaves, turns to the other doctor and is like, "That man has been lied to his entire life, and he doesn't even know it." And it's like that shit in a medical show is never fucking explored. That was awesome. Watching that was really cool. I actually got really into Chicago Med through my girlfriend because of that. Because that's like a very well done. It's not Grey's Anatomy of where this doctor doesn't like this doctor and this woman thinks she has something, so she has it, and it just attributes to the hypochondria of a lot of women these days. It was actually like a well-crafted show that shows that things are fucked up, and then sometimes things happen that we can't control, but reveals the most about us as a person. Because when you're in a hospital, you are the most vulnerable you are as a
Yeah,
human,
you're reliant
because
on other people.
you require help from humans. So it's just incredible of what that can show as you as a person, because you are what you are in your worst moments. And just having that shown and seeing like a dramatized version of what that can do is really good. But besides that, most mainstream medical shows are fucking trash.
Yeah.
This one show I saw was actually like opening up dialogue and stuff, and it was a very stark contrast to a lot of the things that I see on these other ones. But besides that, I have that, and how do Instagram models support their lifestyle? I figured that one out. It's
Sponsors.
people paying for their OnlyFans. And then I'll end on this. I'll end on this thought fractal of the week.
Thought fractal.
A thought fractal, which is not the proper name for that. I actually had to look up what a fractal was. Fractal is something completely different, but we're gonna call it that because it's our show.
It's our show. Fuck's sake.
It's our show. We can do whatever we want.
Yes.
The Simpsons is the greatest TV show of all time.
I disagree.
I wanted your first reaction. Thank you.
I like South Park better.
Why?
It's funnier. Simple as that. I just think South Park is funnier. Also, I didn't grow up. I did not grow up with Simpson.
That can be a big thing. That can definitely be a big thing. But I think it helped me. I'm sorry. I burp a lot. I'm a gassy guy.
Gassy boy.
I like gassy guy because of the alliteration. I grew up with The Simpsons. I watched it. I was like, oh, this is just like a animated TV show that says damn in hell. I'm like, okay, it's cool. I watch a lot of TV. I mean, you obviously, like, anybody who really knows me knows I watch a ton of TV. I love it. I think entertainment like that is very valuable, especially like adult cartoons. I really fucking love them shits. Adult Swim was my shit when I was a kid. I loved seeing all that stuff. So going back as an adult and watching, I capped The Simpsons. So this is how I do it. Everything after season 8 is Zombie Simpsons, and I don't like it anymore. There's an episode called The Principal and the Pauper. Don't watch it. That's the end of The Simpsons. Watch the episode right before, and then just treat it as the series finale. Don't watch anything more of it.
Is it like in The Office when Michael left and everything became boring?
Yes, it is. Well, they retconned an entire character. They took a character that had been well established and had all this fucking stuff going for him and said, no, that's not him anymore. They retconned him. It's like the moment where they came out of ideas, so they just started throwing shit at the wall. God, I hate Budweiser. It makes me burp like a motherfucker. They just started throwing shit at the wall and saw what stuck. After that, it just went downhill. So, like, seasons 2 through 8. Season 1, it's a prototype. You have to treat it like that. You treat it like a prototype. Homer doesn't even sound like Homer in that first season. The voice actor who did Homer changed his voice in season 2 because he was like, I kind of want it to be this like different kind of dopey character. And changed it. So 2 through 8 is a golden age of TV because you have to recognize that this is going on from 90 to 97.
Yeah.
This is when sitcoms, family dramas, all this stuff is going on. And this is showing like a real version of a middle-class family, a kid that keeps failing in school and he's a troublemaker. That's taken the extreme version of the good kid, Lisa, who is good at everything but struggles within herself because she is good at everything. She doubts herself all the time because she is exploring new ground that is not established because she's 8 years old. And then there's Maggie, the baby, who doesn't talk, but is a subject of a lot of. She is like the MacGuffin in a lot of the series episodes. She's like, oh wait, but Maggie, we gotta go get Maggie. It's a good one. And then Homer, the dopey, stupid, narcissistic, awful parent that at the end of the day only really cares about his kids and his family. At the end of the day, like, he'll make stupid decisions, but he will turn it at the very end and he'll be like, but I love my family and I will do this for my family. It has and like Marge, the naggy wife that only cares about her family. She's being a mom. Like, there's a mom and a dad that's like, the dad's kind of fucked up, but he really loves the family. And the mom who's really fucked up and narcissistic, but still cares about the family. It's like there's a heart there. It's not just comedy for the sake of comedy is comedy with a heart and a leaning and a actual end goal to everything in the show, because it has that sitcom ending at the end of every episode. Everything happened. They don't like retcon it and be like, oh, this didn't happen. They'll reference back to things that happened in
And he
previous
also
episodes.
dies in every episode. Fucking.
I
Homer.
guess, but I don't know. But there's in the later episodes, yes, because they ran out of ideas. But there's a heart to the episodes of, at the end of the day, we learned something.
Yes.
And it's like Stan South Park. You know, I learned something today. But when it's him being facetious, it's them actually being genuinely like, hey, I learned something today. I really love you guys. And at the end, you have the sitcom ending, but in between, you have this wild, absurdist, radical cartoon that is ridiculous but grounded. Like Homer having a feud with his neighbor is so grounded at the very beginning, and it's like I just don't like him because he's so perfect, and he just lets everything good just happens to him. So he has a whole episode of him wishing bad upon his neighbor, and then everything goes wrong, but at the very end he finally says like, yo, I'm gonna help you out, and it actually like benefits his neighbor. And it's like you go through the arcs of it. And The Simpsons is one of the greatest TV shows of all time. Those early episodes 2 through 8 is golden age TV, and I will hear nothing of it. I stole my girlfriend's Disney Plus so I could watch it, which, by the way, why the fuck is Disney posting this stuff when there is so many Disney like hate references on this show?
Because they don't give a shit and they just want the money. Disney are a bunch of bitches. I wanted to watch Black Widow.
At this point, it's like Logan Paul. It's like Logan Paul. They just want content.
I wanted to watch Black
They
Widow
just
on
want
Disney, and they were like, if you want to watch this movie, you need to pay extra golden ticket or something shit like that. I was like, nah.
Yeah, I need these facade Disney dollars just to watch
Something
the movies
I'm
that I
already
wanna
paying
watch.
for. I'm already paying for the platform.
Oh, I'll end on this story because I think I'm kind of done. I have all my thoughts out there. I made, when I was down in Dallas, I made Alex's daughter, super sweet girl, like absolutely a total sweetheart. But she was crying and she was angry and she was mad. And I looked at her and I said, "Hey, look at me. This is what's gonna happen. All right." We're going to sit down and we're going to watch Lion King. Have you heard of Lion King? Shook her head. I was like, okay, we're going to fucking watch it. I didn't say fucking. I said, we're going to watch this movie.
Now.
This is my favorite movie ever. It's not, but it's my favorite Disney movie. This is my favorite movie ever. We're going to watch this movie. Can you be quiet while we watch this movie? And she was like, I guess, okay. Since you've been so nice to me and polite to me and treated me like an adult, I guess I will. Yeah. Alex referred to me as that when I like walked in the door. I'm like, okay, that's responsibility I don't need pushed on me. But no, she totally spoke in formulated sentences of like, yeah, you know what? Because I respect you as a human being and because you have been so cordial and forthcoming, I will definitely sit down and watch this movie. She didn't sit down and watch the movie. She just watched like the first like 15, 20 seconds and was like, nah, I'm done with this shit. But for a second, she like calmed down and it was very nice. But all right, I think that's all I have. Do you have anything else?
I think we're
cool
good.
Fucking beans.
We're good.
Cool fucking beans.
Masbleak.
Flapjack, where can we find us?
Oh, yeah, you can find us at We'll Name This Later on Twitch, YouTube, Spotify, and SoundCloud. Spotify and SoundCloud now mastered by Justin of the Idiosyncratic Podcast. Go check him out.
Justin Gomez.
If you want to follow our personal shit, go to the Flapjack_123 to see my tweets. Go to Masbleak69 or 96 or something.
97. Masbleak97 on Twitter.
On Twitter.
I can plug myself. You don't got to plug me.
All right, bitch. Say it. Say it.
You can find me at Twitter at MassBleak97. You can find me on Instagram at MassBleak, MassBleak. You can fucking find me. And I am finishing up the website. So by next week, we will have We'llNameThisLater.com
Hell
up
yeah.
where you can find all the episodes, my episode descriptions, and the descriptions of how you are torturing me behind the scenes, Flapjack.
And it's all true. Also,
It's all true.
fuck you, Alex.
Fuck